I'm your host, Shaun Saxum, and welcome to the 7th episode of the Create Stuff podcast. This one is just like, I don't even know what to say to you, man. This one was just kind of insane, alright? But I really hope you enjoy it. This episode, we just kind of went, I don't even know how to say this, we kind of went a little bit off the rails. If you're here for, the very interview-style nature to learn about, art and the creation of it and, the content that these people are making, this is, still definitely the podcast for you. However, I will say, there's a good chunk of this is just us getting up to weird antics and just going completely off the rails. It feels more like a live stream than a podcast. However, I'm leaving it as it is because it was really fun for us, and I genuinely think you'll still enjoy it. There was even a part where Can You Count Bees' first podcast guest joined the voice call for 10 minutes. There's a part where Public Spam Account talked about cheese and lizards for 30 minutes. That was a thing. We got I think we were 45 minutes into recording and we had only asked 3 actual questions. So yeah, you're gonna enjoy this one though. It's great. Still, promise, don't leave. It's good. I promise. If you like this episode, please consider liking, commenting, and subscribing below. I'm not gonna hold your time. Just know everything mentioned in the video is gonna be in the description as much as I can get it. If there's anything in the video that I do not put in the description, just let me know and I will try to throw it there. You'll definitely find a link to PSA's channel there, though, so make sure you check them out, because they are really, really cool, and their stuff is really, really good. I'm not gonna hold you guys here anymore. Let's get into it. Hope you enjoy. Welcome to the 7th episode of the Create Stuff podcast. Today, I am your host, Shaun Saxum, and today's guest is Public Spam Account. Hello, Public Spam Account.
Hello. Hello.
All right.
It's me.
Yeah.
Public Spam Account. You might know me from Animatics, such as Life's Too Short and How Bad Can I Be? Am I coming on too strong? Probably. It's on purpose, though.
This is how Public Spam Account constantly speaks, by the way.
Yes.
This is
I never changed cadence. I got the word from before. Cadence. Not Candace. Cadence. This could be nothing to anyone, but it's important to me.
Okay. Anyways.
Let's keep going.
Yeah, let's keep going. Very good idea. Continuing the trend of having a Lemanberg the musical people on here. You are the 3rd person I've had from Lemanberg the musical.
Ooh.
And not the last, probably.
Oh.
Unless everybody else says no. I haven't asked them. I mean, that would be kind of funny, honestly.
They will.
I doubt they would. I doubt they would. It would be kind of funny. Okay.
It would.
Well, you kind of already said this, but I'm going to ask again just to get a better answer. What do you do?
Nothing. I've never made anything in my life. No.
Yeah.
I animate.
Okay, good. Good podcast. Good episode. It was good talking to you. I'll see you guys next
Goodbye.
time.
Goodbye. It's been fun. Not really. See you later. See you never.
5 episode, 5 minutes, 5-minute episode. So easy, baby. All right, wrap it up. Okay, go ahead.
I am Public Spam Account, and I primarily animate, and also I draw art on the side. But I realized over becoming actually having to post shit that I mostly animate, because drawing full pieces, that takes effort and that takes a lot of work. So animation's my thing, and yeah.
Wait,
I'm
so you're saying
animation
doing
content creator.
Okay, so you're saying doing normal still art though takes more effort than animation?
You know when you say it like that.
Yeah,
when you put it in that way.
I thought something sounded a little bit off about that statement.
Yeah. Well, in my brain, because animation is just my home. I'm I understand this. Making still art, that's a whole different beast. Now I gotta worry about having one thing look interesting. No. Instead of multiple things that look kind of interesting. No.
Okay.
No, thank you.
Fair enough. I actually see what you're saying. So
it's really easy to wow people when things are moving. I'm just saying.
That's very, very true. Very, very true. Okay, actually, so tell me again what you have actually what have you made? What's your stuff? What's on your channel?
I made mostly fandom based things. Just whatever I was interested at the time, whatever show I was interested, that's what I made. but my most popular works are primarily the Dream SMP and the Standard Sides, but not really. Dream SMP, Standard Sides kinda, and Steam Universe. That's the only things that really gained traction. But I made a bunch of stuff like Percy Jackson, um, Detroit Become Human, and other things that I can't remember right now. But yeah, I'm also currently into the Dream SMP, so that's what I'll be making for at least till I'm no longer interested in it.
Okay, fair enough, fair enough. So primarily, your content primarily on your channel is animatics. What is an animatic, and how is that different from just like normal animation?
Oh, fun fact. I had a full like long conversation with my uncle about the difference between storyboards, animatics, animation. So I know this. So before you have the full animations that you see on TV from like Legend of Korra, everything's colored, lined, it moves, and it looks cool. Before that, there is a storyboard of it. And what storyboards are is just basically the rough outline of what's vaguely going to happen. So it could be anything like from full gorgeous drawings to like stick figures. It's mostly just to know what's happening. Its job is not to look pretty. And then one thing about storyboards that I did not know is they don't move. They don't move. Storyboards should not move the way animatics do. Animatics is where you get a character moving semi-smoothly. You get the in-betweens come in. The in-betweens are basically, you know, those shots that people like, they pause in every frame of animation in Naruto, and then they get this one really wonky shot that like, and there's like, oh, the animation's terrible. That's an in-between. Mm-hmm. And its job is to connect two poses together. So it's not just someone going from standing to sitting all abruptly. Its job is to fill in the movement in between those two poses. And which it's aggravating when you have people who have no idea how animation is supposed to work, calling animation terrible because it has an essential part of animation. I could go have a whole conversation about that, but we're not. We don't have time for that. So yeah, that's an animatic.
Okay, well, that conversation can come up later if you wanted to.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay,
I'm down.
All right, awesome. Okay, that's interesting though. Could you take us through like the process, like your creative process of creating an animatic? Ooh. From like inception to uploading?
Oh, I guess you could do that with the animatic I'm working on currently, which makes me very happy to say. Probably isn't considered an animatic because it's fully lined, colored, and everything. And it makes me so happy. There's in between. Yeah, my goal here is to make it look super fucking good. I want it to look amazing. I'm actually inspired by Into the Spider-Verse, which is an extremely high bar to reach, but if it has bright colors, I'm happy. I actually have a clip of it on my Twitter that Dream saw. The real Dream.
Uh-huh.
The real Dream saw it.
Yeah, I saw that.
And
that's
I lost
awesome.
My shit.
Yeah,
he saw it.
That clip is awesome.
I'm like, that's for my next animatic. I'm like, oh, I'm so hyped up over it. Anyway.
No, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. That's awesome.
Process. Yeah, it is. The creative process. I can actually walk you through it with my next project, which is Untitled, but I've been calling it Dead Man. That's what I've been calling it, Dead Man, and then something else. I don't know, but the only two words I've stayed consistent in all its reiterations is the word Dead Man. So
okay,
I'm just gonna call it Dead Man.
Gotcha.
It started, which is funny to think about, but my friend sent me this TikTok, and at the time there was this trend of people putting like Montero on top of like TV show openings because it just weirdly fit, and then someone put that on top of my old animatic, How Bad Can I Be? And it weirdly fit, and I and at first I'm like, oh, that's funny, that's really funny. I'm like, that's really good. And then when I found this, I was going on vacation. I found this while I was going into the car, and I would be there for a couple hours. and I had the inception of the song to Dead Man. I don't know if you could tell, but it's Montero. And it started off as a joke. So like, yo, what if I made a animatic to Montero? You know, Montero, the song in which Little Nas X seduces the devil and does a dance on the pole. What if I did that? Because that was funny. Because it was a meme at the time, and that was really funny. And then I went, hold up, and I thought about it. And I'm like, it weirdly fits in line with lore that has happened recently in the Dream Smp. And it felt so perfect. The idea felt so perfect, and it fell into my lap. And at first, I was like, okay, I'm not gonna make it though. I like this idea, but I won't make it because it's too big of a thought bubble. And I know it's gonna take me a while, so I won't make it. And then it kept knocking on my door, like, hello. And so the way I describe ideas I get in Animatics in their inception is like it held me at gunpoint and just demanded to be made. That's how it felt. So I was like, well, I can't not make it. It's gonna kill me. So I started with a storyboard, which basically, as I've described before, is the really rough idea of what it's gonna be. I made the shots. I'm like, okay, I want this shot to be an establishing shot of like the train station, and the camera slowly pushes in, and we see Wilbur sitting on a bench, and a train goes by, and who's in it? It's Dream, and he throws down Ghostbur, and then he says, "Baby, if you ain't living right." And I was like, yeah. I'm onto something. And then that became an animatic in which it moved. And suddenly, Dream throwing Ghostbur didn't look like two separate pieces of paper. It looked like one fluid motion. And then that got lined, colored, shaded, and now it's on Twitter. And all Dream has seen it.
Okay, that's pretty cool. That is very cool, actually.
Thank you. I made animatics sound so fun. And we were like, wait, I have to sit down for hours and actually draw this. That's part of the fun for me. You gotta be a very specific type of person to enjoy that. And yeah. I am one of those people.
I would assume so. It seems like a lot of work. How long does it actually take you?
It is. Oh boy. Okay. So to get a prospect for how long animation takes, the time is different for different people. Like if you're Sadist and you're a fucking beast, you could pump out the Fall Warriors and the Fall the SMP within a 2-month period. I don't know how she did it, but it was I love you, Sadist. It was fucking amazing. And however, it usually takes me from around 4 to 5-ish months, hopefully, to make something. To give you perspective, I started making How Bad Can I Be in the beginning of October, and it was supposed to be a fast project, and I finished in January, mostly because I had to work with school. I had to do school eventually, and I couldn't just focus on animating 24/7, unfortunately.
Oh,
but
that
yeah,
sucks. Screw school.
Yeah,
It's in the way of everything.
It's better to it's really better to take your time with projects. I can't hammer that home enough. If there's any animators out there, do not rush yourself. Trust me. Let it come out naturally, unless you have a deadline. And then that's a whole different story, because now you're getting paid for shit and you're working a job. But if just for star animators who could actually spend time doing things, and it's like they're their own boss and they can make whatever they want. Take your time. Do not compare yourself to other animators who might have better equipment, who might have better training. Take your time and do what you feels right. And most importantly, focus on doing it for you. I cannot stress that enough. Do animation and do art for you. Don't do it to get a view count or to please an unpleasable crowd, if that makes sense.
Dang, already starting off with some pretty good advice.
Yeah,
no,
sorry.
Don't be sorry. No,
it's
that's
some
good.
advice
That's
I
good.
needed to hear back then.
Okay, no, that's good. That's good. And that applies
Thank
to
you.
that applies to any form of art, by the way. Not just animation.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Yeah, you people keep that in mind.
definitely.
Don't do stuff just to please the audience. Don't have Dream SMP people on your podcast just because you want more views. uh, I'm joking. I'm joking.
Hey, am I just used to you? Is that what I am? A number
Look, man.
on a digital space.
Well, public spam account, when I talk to you, I don't see a person. I see a 75,000 subscribers. Okay? Alright?
Not even real. This is getting parasocial, alright?
Yo, don't get parasocial on me now. Don't get parasocial on me.
This is all a dream. This is all a dream, Shaun. You're
wait,
on Twitter
Dream's
right
here?
now.
Dream's here? What?
Where? Is he the guy knocking at my door? Was it not Montero this entire time? Was it not Lil Nas X? It was Dream Not Found. Wait, no, that's the ship name. It was Dream Was Taken. Dream.
Why do I hear speedrunning music getting louder and louder as it comes closer?
The Able Sisters, no.
No.
Anything but the Able Sisters.
It's 2 a.m. from Animal Crossing GameCube. Oh no.
Oh, no. Wait, Neil Sesariga.
Is that 2 trucks?
Montero, is that you?
This is terrible.
I caught it
so
bad
bad.
yesterday. I actually, this is like absolutely off field, but I'd kill for like MCR, My Chemical Romance, to do a Montero cover. Imagine that, teenager style, but it's just Montero.
I imagine that'd be pretty cool, but
God,
I've also
bad
never heard of
yesterday.
Montero before.
What? You haven't heard Montero? Oh.
No, I do not listen to much Lil Nas X. I will be honest with you. Not
Oh,
my
no,
vibe. Not my
You're
vibe.
gonna. All right, you're gonna. I'm gonna post this, and it's all you're gonna be listening to. We'll never listen to anything again. Fun fact: I actually made the cover I'm using in Montero because I will not let YouTube copyright take me down. By made, I mean I should clarify what I mean by made. I took 2 covers of Montero and spliced them together, and
that's pretty cool.
It weirdly sounds good. I think it fits more with the tone of the Animatic than the original. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
Because there's, oh boy, I could gush about this forever. There's these strings that's not in the original. There's like one of the covers is like a violin cover, and it gives like a whole other feeling to it. Because like the violins that give that intensity, like that comes with the scene and make it feel really dramatic, and it fits with Wilbur's character, who's like the focus of the anime. I'm blabbering, but don't mind me. Which fits with Wilbur's character, who's all about theatrics.
Okay.
So the violin really weirdly fits.
That's really cool. I feel like I'm definitely gonna ask some more questions pertaining to your music choices soon, but not yet. Gotta build up to that a little bit. Got some other more baseline questions. Gotta climb the ladder a little bit. Okay, so how did you get into animation in the first place?
Oof. I think it was Gravity Falls. I think it was Gravity Falls, because Gravity Falls is what got me interested in creating an animated show. In order to in my mind, in order to make that, I had to know animation. And so I didn't have any of the materials. I did not. I had an iPad, but I didn't know you could find animation apps on the iPad. And when I looked up animation, there was really, like, this was like when I was in like, what, 5th grade, I think? So it was like 2015. And Flipperclip wasn't on the App Store. And if I had used Flipperclip, I think my whole animation life would be so much better. Because what I did made my life so hard for no reason. I asked my dad to get like 100 like stacks of paper that you buy at like Staples. He got a bunch of them, and I got my lamp and I put it directly on my paper, and like I was in the fucking 60s. I traditionally animated like that. Because the lamp was so close to the paper, I'd be able to see the paper underneath, and so that's how I animated for the longest time. And the first thing I ever animated that is actually not on my Instagram, but I had an Instagram before that now is my mom's Instagram account, because I lost the account and then she got in, and then I already had made my new account, so it didn't matter. I won't say the account name because people were gonna find it, and I'm like, I don't want my mom to have like 50 followers or like 100 followers. That sounds weird.
No,
That's
that's
weird
fair.
to me.
That's fair. It's fair. It's understandable.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
it possible
So,
for us to find us in any way, by the way? Like
oh
the original animation.
no, wait. Yeah, I think maybe I'll have to edit it because I'm pretty sure it has like my full name on that, and I'm not trying to get doxxed.
Understandable.
Yeah.
So, where did you go from there? What was the next step?
Wait, which one? Dead Man or
No.
I'll back to it.
Next step
Oh,
in your creative growth.
Oh yes, the traditional animation. My hell. The first animation ever was a eye turning into a evil grin and trying to bite you and then smirking. I spent 5 hours on that. I could go on. I recently revisited that old Instagram account, and and I think my caption was like 5th grade in me. This is my caption. 5 hours for 7 seconds. Worth it. Smiling emoji. These hands. I'm like, oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah, I still text like that, but gross. Ew.
I have not changed at all, but wow, cringe.
Don't remind me about that. All my posts were like a cute dog, and I was like, cute dog, and I just like put a picture of a emoji of a dog, and I'm like, man. I thought I hated emojis when I was a kid. Guess I was wrong. I guess I was doing my edgy phase. I'm like, I no longer use emojis because that's cringe. And then you go on my Twitter, and like every tweet has like the nails emoji and like the happy emoji and the blushing emoji. We call that character growth and getting addicted to TikTok.
Character growth and getting addicted to TikTok. Nice.
Yeah.
You got the emo phase. You got the cringe phase, and you got the getting addicted to TikTok phase. Newer one of the new generations. Currently ongoing for most people. Yes.
I remember I was very adamant that I was not emo. I just listened to all the music and all that jazz. I was like, don't you dare call me emo. Yes, all my friends are emo, but that doesn't make me an emo. Get it right, middle schooler.
You guys don't get it. I'm goth, not emo. It's a difference.
Goth.
It's a difference.
What's the difference? I don't know. I think it's fashion. I haven't done the research because I didn't look into what emos were because I'm not emo.
You wouldn't get it. You wouldn't get it, normies.
You wouldn't get it. I don't wear chokers. Alright? Stop buying me chokers.
Stop buying me chokers.
I don't paint my nails black. I paint them a bright green because I'm a dream stan. I'm not emo. I just watched the Dream SMP.
This is terrible.
This is devolving.
Are you saying the Dream SMP is like the new My Chemical Romance?
Who needs Gerard Way when I have Wilbur Sutz, okay?
wait. Oh shoot, no, you're kind of right actually.
Hold up. Is Your City Gave Me Asthma just Welcome to the Black Parade recolored?
Oh. I never. Oh god.
Oh, no. Do you think like middle schoolers watch the I don't know why the reality of middle schoolers watching the Dream SMP has hit me, but it has. Oh no.
Wait, does that surprise you?
No, I know that. Like I knew that on a conscious level, but I didn't understand it until this moment. Middle schoolers are probably going to recess and talking about the Dream SMP, and that is a thought. That is a thought to me.
Oh man, I can't imagine kids getting together and talking about the Dream SMP. I'd never do that.
All right, Shaun. Okay, all right, Shaun.
No, I never get together with someone in real life and talk about the Dream SMP. I only do it in Discord calls.
I only do it on Discord. If anybody mentions the word dream to me or speedrun, I leave the conversation.
I speedrun ending that conversation right there.
If anyone even when I go back to school, if anyone even mentions the word dream cheated, I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna leave. Anyone even mentions like the word public spam account, I'm gone. I'm gonna ask my guidance counselor to just get me out of that class.
Imagine you come in like first day of class. You come in first day of class, and they have "How bad could I possibly be" up on the projector, and they're playing it.
You joke, you jest, sir, you jest. But that has occurred.
What?
My friend has told me that my AP art teacher has played my video on a Zoom call, and one of the kids recognized it in her AP art class.
Oh God!
And that might be the only reason why I'm getting into AP art. You won't see me complaining because I can animate possibly in AP art. If I could just convince her, I was like, "Hey, I'm a big guy YouTuber. You know, I made that video that you played in school in front of my peers. Can I please animate in your art class? This is my job, ma'am, and I got time to make portraits. I just gotta draw Dream Was Taken a bunch."
I just want to draw Minecraft YouTubers. Come on, man.
Let me draw Minecraft YouTubers. Maybe if I say it enough, she will. I'll just like knock on her door every time at lunch. She's like, "So, has your opinions changed? Do you want to watch the Dream SMP with me? I think Quackity's live." Shall I introduce you to Tommy Innit? Are you more of a Tommy Innit or a Tebo guy? Or maybe even a Rambo enjoyer? I have all the goods here.
Which Dream SMP character do you stan?
You seem like a warm beginning to me.
Are you a Dream Not Found connoisseur? This is terrible.
May I introduce you to the Dream Not Found ship? It has all the crap you ever desired. And this little Minecraft server.
This recording has gone for 50 minutes.
Oh yeah.
I just want to say we've made a lot of progress. Gone 2 questions down.
How long has it's been an hour? What? It's been 47 minutes.
It's been 50.
Oh,
yeah,
God.
not 47 minutes. Yep.
Okay, I remember thinking when you told me maybe 2 hours. I'm like,
yeah, I'm not so sure anymore. Not so sure anymore. This might be a two-parter. It might be a two-parter.
The last time I streamed, it was like 30 minutes, and that 30 minutes was horrendous. But you know what? It's been out. I think I'm doing better. Call me crazy.
Okay, good. Yes, I agree. This is entertaining.
This is fun. I'm having a good time right now.
Yes. Me too. This is almost more chaotic. Well, actually, no. This might be more chaotic than the first episode I did, and I didn't think that's something that would ever happen. I'm not gonna lie to you. These episodes,
there's like such a to me, alright? Sorry, love, but I'm built different, alright?
There's just a wide range of like chaos levels in all of the episodes of this podcast. Like, you can listen to the musical Ghost.
If you want more chaos, I could start talking about the amount of Mother Gothel and Nick Wilde edits I have on my phone at the ready.
Please no.
At any given point in time.
Please.
If you say so.
No.
I'm sorry. Are you the saddest edit connoisseur? Because I do have a bunch of those. Just lined up. Do you prefer Quackity or Technoblade, Shaun? Do tell. Or maybe you're a Tommy Innit enjoyer. Do you prefer the happy Tommy edits or the sad edits? I got both, okay?
Okay, alright. Well, now I have to ask. What's with the edits? Please go on. I can't just not ask at this point. I have to.
Okay. To give you perspective, I don't know if you noticed, but I am buds with Saddest. And one of the first conversations she has, I just have this photo saved in my library as one of my favorite things ever. It's just her reply with, "I'm scared of how many TikToks you have." And that's my favorite photo ever.
That's amazing.
Just to give you
I want to see that.
Yes, of course. Maybe I can post it on Twitter for everyone who's interested and take it down immediately.
Yeah, if you're watching this podcast after it's been uploaded, fuck you.
Fuck you. You don't get to see, you don't get to see that image. I think I favorited it. Hold up, let me go check.
Okay.
Yes, I did. Here. I'm not bullshitting you. It exists and it's real.
That's amazing. That's so good.
I can give you a good reason why I have so much saved. Because some people think I'm just a maniac. No, I'm not the maniac. My friends are. Because they refuse to get TikTok, which forces me to have to save that shit to my phone so I could send it to them. And so I just have an assortment of TikToks just lined up at any given moment for any situation. You want D&D? I got D&D. You want weird photos? Weird videos of old people discovering apps for the first time? I have that. My friends won't get TikTok, so I'm forced to save all these to my phone. I never go through my photos, so they're all here.
No.
I never delete any of my photos.
No, they're the insane ones. I'm sane. I know what's going on. I get it. I have TikTok. They're the ones who don't understand.
They forced me to this, and they call me the monster.
So
my face has gone all red because of this. My poor parents, my poor family, they're gonna just hear me scream from my room.
I really hope the people in my dorm hall can't hear me. When we were talking, like, before the podcast began, my roommate turned around and said to me, "Hey, Shaun, that was really loud." And I was like, what? What? We haven't even started the interview yet.
Now you're screaming like Shakespeare, you know? Fucking got him. Showed him.
It's 6:51 p.m. on a Friday afternoon. Why are they in their dorm room? They can get out and do something else, you know? Like, come on, man. Go elsewhere.
Fault,
go
right?
elsewhere.
Ain't my fight, okay? Only one of
Somebody
us
comes in here
can
asking me to
home.
quiet down. There's gonna be a fight. You hear punches being thrown. You hear smacks. You know what's going on. Just saying.
If I hear the fire alarm being pulled, I'm like, okay, time to Shaun has given me the questions. Guess I'll read them out alone.
That'd be so
good.
good.
I'll talk as you. I'll talk as you. I'll deepen my voice and just give a witty remark, and I'm like, good one, Shaun. And then I'm like, how do you feel about the economy? Don't know why that's on here, Shaun. You're like, oh, blah, blah, blah.
Shaun, what's with this question about my social security number? Okay.
Shaun, why are you so interested in my credit card?
What's with this list of questions about my credit card? There's a whole section for it.
For all you know, I don't own a credit card, Shaun.
This is terrible.
Do you think
Why do you want to know my mother's maiden name? Okay, all right. Wow, this is devolved immensely.
Yes, we've gone off track. Definitely, I feel it.
Yeah,
call me crazy.
That's okay. It's okay. It's funny. It's worth it.
Are we like only 3 questions in?
I think we're like, yeah, maybe 3, maybe 2, maybe 3.
Okay, let's
okay.
speed run. Let's speed run.
Okay. We're gonna speed run a few questions. Why do you do animatics rather than animations?
At the beginning, I did animatics because they were easy. Put that in quotation marks. They were easy for me to understand. And doing line art made me so unbelievably angry. So I didn't do it because I hated doing line art. So it was all messy sketches. And then I had the idea, hey, what if I made a Into the Spider-Verse-esque animation that was fully lined and colored? And then I had that idea in July. And here I am. Next question, Shaun.
Next question. Okay, well, let me ask. Your newest video, Dead Man, that's coming out soon.
Yes.
Not soon. I don't know when that's coming out. How long do you think that's going to take you to make, by the way? I'm curious.
Too long. I'm getting faster, but not fast as I'd like to be. And with
Seems
school
like
coming up, it is a lot of work. With school coming up, it might take even longer. But if I could convince that fucking AP teacher to let me animate in her class, my life would be much smoother. I joke, but she'd probably let me. I'm not gonna lie. She's actually really cool.
You should try. If
you happen to teach me an AP and you're listening to this, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it.
Yeah, send us a podcast to your AP art teacher to ask her if you can animate in her class, please.
Yeah,
Please ask her if you can get extra credit for being on a very cool podcast for being an artist.
Yeah, you know what? I interviewed my teachers as a video production assignment. So now you know what? I might send this to them, and then I'm like, you gave me a C. How about now, bitch? And I just flex on them. It's like, are you getting interviewed on a YouTube podcast, sir? Huh?
Also available on Spotify.
What do you mean? I didn't break eye contact with the teacher. I only blinked once during it. What do you mean? That's not a joke. When I interviewed my teacher, I forgot to blink. So I was just staring very intensely at this man, and I didn't realize to my friend, who wasn't even supposed to be part of this project, because she wasn't in video production, but my partner bailed out on me. And this was a 2-person project, so I needed 2 hands to do it. And so I was like, hey, bestie, I know you want to go home right now, but do you want to perhaps film an interview with a teacher you don't like? Because my partner bailed on me. And they went, okay. Unknowing that it'd maybe take 30 minutes. And then when we were walking back, they were like, you didn't blink once. You were staring at that man like he had killed your fucking family. And I was like, I did? And she was like, yes. And I'm like, that's why he looked so uncomfortable. Oh, that makes sense. I don't want to talk about it. I was so psyched out about this interview, man, because so many things went wrong that day. And then he was my daily teacher. I had to see him every day, knowing that I had made this man so uncomfortable in a simple interview by just not looking at anything else but him the entire time.
Anyways, Dream Smp Animatics?
What's the question? Just Dream Smp Animatics?
I asked you how long you think it's gonna take, and it led to that. What is going on? It's okay.
Wrong.
It's okay. This is good.
Wrong. I would like to get it out by either October, but it's not looking likely anymore. So maybe January. Okay, hopefully.
Fair enough. Man, looking like Lemanberg the musical right now with how much you're pushing this back. Jeez. That's a joke. I understand. Hey, take your time. That's for the best. Don't stress yourselves out. That was a joke.
I endorse taking time. I'm an artist. I fully endorse this message.
I also endorse this message. I also do. Yes.
Hey,
take
Shaun,
your time. Play Hypixel Skyblock while you're
about taking your time with animatics again.
Yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna repeat that whole section again, like 2 times. 2 times over, and I'll slow it down a little bit just to make sure everybody gets it. Okay. All right. That'll start in 3, 2, 1. Okay, no.
There we go.
Next question. I was gonna ask. I had a question. Well, about the what so your newest one, Dead Man. That's gonna be you're saying that's a full animation rather than just an animatic.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
How exciting. Okay, so what's like the main difference really?
The main difference is this is fully colored. It's fully colored, fully shaded, and fully lined. And if you want to visually see the difference, go watch How Bad Can I Be? Then be Dream and watch my thing on Twitter, which is me talking about Drew Gooden.
And then be Dream. It might be a little bit difficult for some of you viewers at home, but you can figure it out.
Go on Twitter, and I might actually pin that message because that's my pride and joy now.
You should, man. You should. That's a good idea. That's a good idea.
I do that now.
Good. Do it. Okay.
Yes.
So
I'll still be here. Don't worry.
Okay. I was hoping so.
Yeah. I will go dead silent on you as I do this. I'm just you just ask questions. There's just nothing. I go, yeah.
Yeah, man.
Epic.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, man, you crazy for that one. Yeah. What's the next one?
Okay. So, by the way, any videos that I mentioned during this probably will be in the description unless I forget, which I will do, because every time I always forget something. There's always something I forget. But at least everything that is on public spam accounts, like channel, that will be in the description. Everything we mentioned from their channel will be in the description, at least. If I bring up, like, if they bring up a copy pasta or something, I might not have that in the description, even if I say I will. Just saying. There is a possibility that will happen. But, yeah.
I was very tempted to do my Ben Shapiro impression. And then I remembered my mother, came up to me today and was like, "What does doing your mom mean?" Which is, I do this a lot in which I go, hypothetically, if I was doing your mom in the Ben Shapiro voice, because I think that's really funny, I had to sit her down and explain her the layers of that joke. I'm like, first, there's this guy named Ben Shapiro, and he has a funny verse. And second, there's this song made like in the early 2000s called It was very embarrassing. So that's out of that's another derail. Hold up. What's the next question? It's 7 o'clock.
This is a nice question. So when you're trying to come up with an idea for an animatic, or like when you're getting your idea for an animatic and planning it out, do you like know what event you want to talk about first, or like what character you want to animate about first, or what song you're going to do first? Which is like which inspires you more?
Ooh, that's a good one. I think before I like animate, or the idea even hits me, I have a vague inkling of a certain part of like, I'll use Dead Man as an example. So before the even idea of like the animatic even hit me, I wanted in the back of my head somewhere, I wanted to do an animation to the current lore of like Wilbur Quackity, Ghostburst Death, Lost Nevadas, all that jazz. I want, but mostly centered on Wilbur because I love villains. If you can tell, I love villains, and I had a vague inkling about that. Yeah, and I'd imagine other animatics to songs, but they weren't really full animatics. They were just little ideas, and then Montero hit me, and I'm like, okay, I could take this and apply it here. Like that idea that I want to do an animatic based on like Wilbur and his current lore. I could do that here and it works. And I like the song Montero and it all worked together. And then the full, I think last in the really beginning stages of like the development of the animatic is the actual shots. Like how the animatic will look, that comes last. And then once I know how the animatic looks, I take it over to storyboards.
Okay.
And then Animax, and then lining, and then
Right. Okay. Interesting.
Thank you.
Yeah. So in How Bad Could I Possibly Be, and like Life's Too Short, I've noticed like you have a very like certain color scheme that you use.
Oh.
Yeah, I wanted to ask about that a little bit. What's up with the very unique color scheme?
People always tell me my color schemes are so unique, but to me they're like they're just bright. I don't know how to describe it, but I've always wanted to have color be an integral part to my animatics. This happened. You can see this like start to occur in Home, one of the first like full like song animatics I ever made. It's a Steven Universe animatic, the song Home by Cave Town, and interspersed are these fully colored pages that only show up for like one frame and then go away, and the rest is sketchy lines and black and white. And that's where it starts. And then you get to something like How Bad Can I Be, in which the colors tell a story. Something that really cemented itself there in How Bad Can I Be is colors telling stories. The reason why color's in there at all is because I wanted to give a visual indication that we're not in the real world anymore. Like the different like there's a part in How Bad Can I Be in which we enter a little dream space, if that makes sense. It's during one of the verses in which Schlatt taunts Wilbur in like this red void. And that's not a real place. It's just like in his mind, like he's taunting Wilbur in his mind, because I don't think there's any real place in the Dream SMP where that could have happened. So I really wanted that moment.
Right. And then there's also like, you know, when Schlatt has a giant fork in his hand, you know.
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about. Yeah, that didn't happen in the real world either. Yeah, I wanted to be like a visual indication that like we're not in the real world anymore. We're not bound by reality anymore. Schlatt could be giant and Wilbur could be small, you know, food on his plate if he wants to. And that was the motif for that was this red and white color scheme. And through How Bad Can I Be, you could see that kind of develop, because then I introduced this red, white, and purple color scheme, which I think was a color palette that I picked off the internet, I think. And I didn't know much about color theory at the time. So that's how I got most of my color palettes really early on. And I just really saturated a lot of the colors because I really liked working with saturated colors. I think that stems from like actually Steven Universe. I think I know exactly where that stems from. Steven Universe's movie was my life. I watched that every week for months. I loved there's one of the last songs in the Steven Universe movie is a song called Change. And the way this song occurs on top of this big injector that is very complicated and hard to explain, but it's just like big diamond shaped thing. And it's all exuding the color pink. And so Steven, the main character, and Spinel, the villain, they're having a back and forth throughout the song. And they're all coated in this pink, which is, in a way, both their colors. It's both Spinel's color and Steven's color. And the pink of the injector, like, slightly alters their color in, like, a pinkish way. And it blew my mind at the time, because it was very vibrant and colorful. And it wasn't until later that I understood why it looked so good. I could tell you now, it's because the skyline is all green, and green is a complementary color to pink. There you go.
Oh.
Color theory. It's important,
right.
but I hate it. Yeah. and like Steven's pants are usually blue. They're like a weird green there. And Steven's skin is like very pinkish, but you don't notice it. You don't notice it because you just like your brain doesn't process Steven's skin as like the color pink. It processes it as Steven's skin that is being affected by the pink around him, which is a whole other thing we could get into, but we're not gonna get into. That's a tangent. And so I was inspired by that. So I applied what I learned from the home animatic from studying that scene in Steven Universe and applied to How Bad Can I Be? And so I just revamped it, and I wanted it, and there's certain parts in which I really wanted Schlatt to look intimidating. And every time I wanted that, I used that color scheme. So now you have this white and red color scheme that means that we're no longer in the real world. You have this, I'm going to call it the Schlatt motif color scheme, which implies that things are getting intense. Maybe the conflict motif, I get that both can work there. And like that things are getting intense and things are getting evil. And then you have the regular color scheme, which implies that we're in the real world and these are actual events that happen to Dream SMP. And these things have backgrounds. When we're in that motif, things have backgrounds. All the other ones, they have little to none, but this one does. And that one is a pale red. It's in the beginning of the animatic. It's a pale red, and that's it. Very Satis-esque. I think that's where actually I pulled the inspiration from, actually. I'm not going to lie. So that's where that's from. And then one of my favorite moments in the entire animatic is the wrecking ball scene in which Schlatt just goes feral and swings around on a wrecking ball, destroys the wall, and just goes crazy. Like, I get to have so much fun with cross-hatching and just drawing Schlatt looking absolutely manic. And
I do love that.
We get both. Yeah, that one's. Oh, this is so happy. That one's both a combination of the Schlatt evil motif and the we're not in the real world anymore motif. We get both of them. And that's why it's so happy to me. That's why it makes me so happy. And at the end, the conflict motif is in full blast. So much so that it like lost its like structure and like it's just blotches of really intense colors. Just to know that we're over the deep end and things have gone too far, if that makes sense. And the art gets really sketchy. It's hard to make out what's happening. So like, shit's fucked. Anyway, that's the colors of How Bad Can I Be? Color dissection. And
okay.
That's what I meant by I want my colors to have a story. So,
okay, no, that's cool. I like that a lot. I won't lie.
Thank you.
I honestly think the colors of like How Bad Could I Be are what like really set it apart from a lot of other animatics I've seen. Cause like with just so few colors really like in each shot, you know, without even being like fully colored or anything, it just like shows so much, and especially when stuff happens like one scene that comes to my mind is when Schlatt like looks at Tubbo with kind of like that side glance that like, and the colors change when like he shifts his eyes. I feel like that just tells so much more of a story than like just normal animation could, honestly. Like you could see so much happening there.
That's so sweet. That's so sweet. Thank you.
One of my favorite moments in the entire thing. My other probably favorite moment is when Wilbur grabs Tommy's collar and oh dude, that moment sends chills down my spine.
Oh yeah. I
And
remember,
then Tommy's
the
like
exact
expression.
night.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, right. I remember that night. The idea of drawing parallels between Wilbur and Schlatt happened in my mind. I'm like, bro, that's awesome. The whole originally Wilbur's was gonna be a lot. He was gonna be in the end of how that can be a lot more. We're gonna get a lot of shots of him just standing in the button room, but it just never worked out. I could never get to work correctly. So yeah, there you go. And also Wilbur has his own color motif. I forgot Poketopia has his own color motif, and they get hints of red to show, even though like their main color is blue. Originally, it was like this orange color, but then I decided to ditch it for more of a blue color because it made more sense. There's hints of red in it to show, one, the evil growing in Wilbur, and two, that I think Wilbur's like he has like a bandage wrapped around his arm from when he got shot from an arrow. That's red, and that's supposed to symbolize how him being exiled from L'Manberg has really changed who he is and who he's gonna be. And in the first time we see that, Wilbur hasn't gone off the deep end yet. I try to show that he hasn't by Tommy being reassured to see Wilbur and actually happy to be in his presence and following along him willingly and like not being worried. And Tommy's his bandage around his nose, that's also red to show that he was also affected by being exiled from L'Manberg. and then when we get to Wilbur's breakdown, where he's complaining all you want, never ever gonna stop. Yeah, I love my. I could gush about how bad it could be all day, but I love thinking that the stop is Tommy, because that is so. Because like it's his. I show his face when it happens. And
right.
He looks very distraught, and I remember the night I did the push animation. I was so happy. Yeah, and Wilbur's actually in that scene. Wilbur's coated, I think, in a light like red, or his eyes are. He has red in him, and I don't think Tommy does at all. Yeah. And I remember wanting to make his expression so like creepy, like unsettling. Like he's smiling, but it's unsettling. It's not a good smile. And Wilbur he encompasses most of that shot, and Tommy's like a small guy in it, just to show that like Wilbur is kind of like trying to take over Tommy in a sense, like trying to control him, like taking up the shot more than he needs to, and just drawing him really creepily in that scene. Because that scene's entirely shot through Tommy's perspective in my mind. We're seeing through Tommy's eyes. And so we get shots of Wilbur looking very unlike himself. At one point, I think, we get a shot where he's silhouetted, and the only thing we see is his eye, and it's like white and it's wide, and we see the tiny dot of his eye, because he's Tommy doesn't recognize him like more. He hasn't. It's a shift in his character that Tommy wasn't ready for. So that's interesting. Okay. I'm sorry. I could talk about the little intricate details of my animatic forever.
No. That's really interesting. I honestly wish this I wish this was just a normal video so I could like show this on screen as we're talking about it. Like that would be really cool, but it's a podcast. But I will say, after you're done listening to the podcast, don't click off yet. Don't leave. Finish the podcast. After you finish this podcast though, go watch this animatic, and now you're gonna like see so much in it you never saw before, man. I swear. It's gonna be a transcendental experience. Go there, comment down below that like you've noticed all these so like cool things because of this episode of the Create Stuff podcast that can be found on YouTube, Spotify. No, don't do that.
I'll comment that right now. Fuck it.
What? You're gonna comment on your own thing? That like you're gonna promote me on your own video comment section? I'm not stopping you. You're more than welcome. I wouldn't mind. Public spam account goes to their own comment section and says, "Wow, this moment was so cool. What good animation."
Unironically, my favorite comments ever are like people like timestamping and like giving their own analysis on like my animation. I'm like, yes, this is why I do it.
That's really cool.
Maybe Thank you for noticing, like dear sir. Oh yeah, that's my favorite.
That's great. That's great. I get that. I will say, before I continue, I feel like I should say, I have watched How Bad Could I Be and also Life's Too Short, as well as, like, a few others, like the Phil's Does Not Tommy's Dad guys. I've watched them so many times, especially How Bad Could I Be. I've watched it so many times, I could tell you exactly every single frame, I think. Like, I watched that thing back, and I know exactly how it goes. But like, I like to do a lot of research beforehand for people, and like for you, it was my research in quotes was just watching How Bad Could I Be like 20 times
over and over.
I know it far better than I would ever like to know anything.
Like, I'm still watching this. I'm like, wow, that's crazy.
Oh,
How Bad Could I Be is still getting views, which is crazy to me. Because if you told me that a year ago, I would say, shut up. No, never, ever. And it's so crazy. It's so crazy.
It is, man. It is.
He has more views than like some people that I fucking adore, and that is crazy. So I'm like, wait, I have more views than I'm not gonna say, but like this person.
Well, go on. Actually, go on about this. Tell me more about what it was like to have this like sudden explosion in popularity.
Oh, it was crazy. I think the day it happened, I was. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little upset. To some way, because I didn't really make animatics for exposure, like popularity. I made it for like me and like for my friends and anyone else who was interested. That's why I made animatics. And seeing myself explode like this, it was like one, it was amazing because I'm like, whoa, people care about what I made, and then on the other hand, it was like, holy shit, I'm like an idol. Like my art is like what like I'm like who the big artists that I enjoyed to someone else, if that makes sense.
Exactly.
And like there's a pressure that comes to that, and I wasn't ready for that at all. Because like I remember having a conversation with a friend, and I was like, the day after it happened, and I was like, I think I said yesterday I only had Twitter to bully my friends, and now my Twitter has more followers than my friends who actually knew how to use Twitter. Because I only got Twitter, like, I think I only actually used Twitter like a month before that. And that was just to tweet at my friends, hey, how was your day? In all caps, and at them. And then they tweet back at me, like, my day was good. How was yours? That's the only reason why I had Twitter. So I was like, whoa. I have no idea how to do this.
Yeah, I imagine that must have been insane. Like, was that a gradual climb, or like did it just suddenly one day like you wake up and it has 4 million views?
It was like I think my friend was so sweet. My when I first posted it, my friend told all her friends to go watch the premiere, which I thought was like the sweetest thing, and I still do. I still hold it very close to my heart. Like, and I'm like, oh, since she did that, I don't care how this video does. That's so sweet. It could fucking flop. I wouldn't care because she actively told people about it and they watched it. That's awesome. And then I remember getting a call with that friend because after I'd post animatics, she'd call me and then we talk about the animatic most times. And then the view count kept growing. I remember it was like 5,000 an hour, which was insane for me because that never happened before. Like at most times I get like at most like 10,000 views, maybe. So I didn't think this do so well because I was pretty small at the time.
Right.
And I didn't have really any videos that did amazing, other than my Steven Universe home video, which was my pride and joy at the time. It still is, but how bad can it be is encroaching on its space. And then it kept growing and it kept growing, and then people started following me on Twitter. They started I remember the night that one of my favorite artists reposted how bad can it be on their Instagram, and I was like, oh my god, I love your art. I love your art so much. Can I draw you? Can I draw fan art for you? Do you mind if I do fan art for you? And they're like, yes, of course you can draw fan art. I'm like, okay, say less. And I do fan art. I'm like, yeah, there you go. And then I woke up one day and Saddest herself had commented, what'd she say? Like something gorgeous. She called it like gorgeous or something. And I
remember seeing that.
I was like, I beg your pardon? I'm like, Saddest? Her? Saddest? What? Because I knew Saddest from way back when. I didn't know her just from the Dream Smp. I knew her from her Hamilton stuff. I knew her since then. And I remember, just to put this in perspective for you, when Warriors first came out, I was on call with my friends like the night after. And I was like, bro, I wish I could like just talk to Saddest. Because I was like, I wish I could be her friend. Like, she seems such like a cool gal. Like, her animations are so cool. I'm like, but I won't. My friend was like, just reach out. I bet. I'm like, no, I couldn't. And like, just to put in perspective how weird this is for me, I was texting Saddest this morning about the podcast. So it's crazy.
Wait.
Crazy.
What'd she say?
She said, good luck. Think of Philza. So
it is kind of insane to me to know that Saddest is aware of this podcast's existence.
Sure.
I won't lie. Maybe actually,
yeah.
I should have asked her if she saw the email I sent her inviting her to the podcast. The answer is probably no. I've learned that email doesn't work, but
I don't know. Email doesn't work.
It doesn't. I've gotten a reply from one person on email, and it was not from a YouTuber. Like, they're not gonna see it, man. Like, you get an email that, like, if you have 2 million subscribers, you're getting, like, you have a YouTubes, you're not gonna look at this email that says, invitation to Create Stuff podcast. Like, no, that's not not gonna happen. That's fair. I get it. You gotta try anyways. Okay, anyways.
From my experience, what works and best is Instagram DMs and Twitter DMs if you want advice. And sending shitty TikToks to your idols in order to make friends. Apparently it works.
Okay.
You can speak from experience.
I will keep this advice in mind.
Yeah, so it was crazy. Cause now, like, not many people, but some people from my school do know about my channel, and like would like right under with my post, remember me? And I'm like, of course. You're in my fucking chem cast. What are you talking about? It was just crazy. Cause I was just the quiet girl in school. I'm not really that bombacious, you know. So it was crazy. That some people took interest in my shitty Schlatt animatic that I made, because I was listening to How Bad Can I Be, and I'm like, why doesn't this exist yet? I'm like, it doesn't. Guess I'm gonna have to fucking make it then.
Yeah. Actually, wait.
It was such a perfect match. I'm like, no one has made this yet.
Yeah. I honestly can't believe someone else hadn't already done that, because like, How Bad Could I Possibly Be just fits Schlatt so well, and like, I can hear the song, like, when I hear the song now, I just see him like singing it, you know, like it just fits him so well.
Yeah, because it's got this like lighthearted, not really lighthearted, but this like humorous air to it. Like, you could tell the singer is having a good time, and I've been told this, that like I kind of recontextualized the song instead of the ones that are saying, how bad can I be? I don't know. Let's find out. It's more of Schlatt asking, what's the word? The word that the one that means you ask a question without actually expecting a response. Rhetorical,
yeah.
Yeah, asking rhetorically, like, how bad can I be? Just kidding. I'm gonna kill a kid. and taking the lyrics very sinisterly at the end. And a lot of people have been asking me if I'm going to do biggering. I don't know. Probably not, because that song's longer.
What is biggering?
Ooh, well, let me introduce you. Biggering is the cut version of How Bad Can I Be? It's because it was way more sinister and darker than How Bad Can It Be. In How Bad Can It Be, it's who care. There's a line called "Who cares if some trees are dying," but in the original, it's "Who cares if some things are dying? I don't want to hear you crying." It's in How Bad Can It Be? It's kind of someone being blind to the destruction they're causing, but in biggering, it's someone knowing damn well what they're doing and not caring because of corporate greed. He knows he's destroying the world, but he doesn't care because he's making money. And the Lorax has a verse in that in which he's telling the Onceler, what you're doing won't make you happy because it's not greed, it's pride. You're doing it because of pride, and now you'll never get satisfied. And I have had a few ideas for that animatic. One is going to be a Wilbur animatic. A lot of people are saying it's going to be such a great Schlatt song. Not really, because Schlatt, I don't blame it, because Schlatt is, I think he fits more with How Bad Can I Be, and Wilbur really fits more with biggering, because biggering is about acceleration. And the speech that the Lorax gives to the Onceler is going to be so great if you picture it from Tommy giving it to Wilbur, trying to make him see reason, but Wilbur is just dead set on the destruction of L'Manberg. He knows it's going to hurt people, but he doesn't care because it's about pride. There you go.
Okay.
That's my little spiel about bickering.
Dang, that's...
If you haven't heard it, go listen to it. It's
no,
really
I
good.
actually have not heard that, but I'm definitely going to listen to it after the podcast.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's good. It's like rock, and it's good. Like How Bad Can It Be has this kind of like you could bounce around vibe to it. It's like catchy. Bickering is kind of like you scream in the shower like you're on Broadway kind of.
Okay. I
Not
see what
that
you're saying.
Not that I have. Me, a theater kid, never. Don't look at Life's Too Short and How Bad Can I Be? Both musical songs. They're not here right now. I'm not a theater kid.
We're not talking about
Why would I be?
That's not what this is about. This is about Sanders' sides. Like, what's a dream Smp? What is that? Okay. All right. What programs / equipment do you use? What software and hardware?
Oh boy, ready to hear this? Okay, so I used to use only Flip. We could go down the line of everything I used, but I used to use only Flip. Okay, I don't remember the name for it, but it was a stop motion app that I used to create animation. That was my traditional art phase, and then I still have this app on my iPad. Let me go find it. Yeah, I used Animation HD, which was like Flip a Clip, but really shitty, really shitty. So bad, and I made so many animations on that thing. Oh, I got burps right now. I'm so sorry. I made so many animations on that thing, and it's all shitty, and I can never show anyone any of it because it's the way it's done is really weird, and I won't get into explaining it, but it's really shitty. And then I got Flip a Clip, which was like a godsend to me because now I could actually complete the animatics without spending like a whole fucking month on the editing alone, because now I could watch it and play at the same time, like play the audio and animate at the same time, if that makes sense. And then in July I got Procreate, which opened my mind, which is one of the reasons that I'm actually able to actually fully color and line something now, because Procreate is $10 on the Apple Store, and I only use an iPad because I don't have a computer. And I've been trying to buy a computer for a while on a PC, but I'm indecisive and scared. So I meant to get one back in March. Still haven't. And I take comfort knowing that Sass is also looking for computers, and it's not just me who's terrified of them.
No, I get that. That scared me a lot too when I went to buy mine for the first time.
I know nothing about RAM or anything. All I know is it's important.
Dude, me neither. I just found a pre-built PC and I sent it to 2 friends. I was like, "Is this good?" And they were like, "Yeah." And I bought it.
Can you perhaps send that to me?
I would love to, but they have been out of stock for a very long amount of time, and there are like already a ton of people that have them on their wish list.
Damn it!
Hate to say it. I think I got like one of the last ones actually.
Oh God. So what was I talking about? Oh yes, my thing is I use Procreate now, which means I can line and color things and shade things, and it looks good, and I can do it easily, which is a godsend. And Procreate has an animation feature that is not too great because there's a limit on the amount of frames you can use. Frames are layers in Procreate. It's confusing and hard, but whatever. I'm an animator. I can take. I'm an animator who started on traditional. I could take hard and confusing. So I animate shot for shot on Procreate. Like I break it down into shots, and I animate this whole shot on Procreate, and then I take those shots and I put that shit into Capture Cut, which is free. So I put that shit into Capture Cut, and then I turn on the HDR thing, which I didn't know was a switch I can flip for like at least a month, and everything goes into HD, and it looks good. It looks good. And actually, I'm actually really proud of this. I'm approaching on 20 seconds of fully colored and lined things, which is was not a landmark I thought I'd be reaching by September.
Dang,
yeah.
nice.
I kissed my muscles. Yeah, and I got 10 more seconds to go before I can move on to the next section. Yeah.
Nice,
yeah.
man.
Nice. I'm so proud of that. I'm so proud of that. I'm going to be working on it tonight, so I'm excited. Anyway, so that's my process.
Awesome,
that's what the tools I use. And they're really cheap and really easy. So if you are an animator who is like, oh, I can't start animating because I don't have the equipment, a bunch of free stuff and like really cheap stuff's on your iPad alone. You got it.
Yeah.
You gotta work your way to the top. You gotta work with what you got and make your way to the top.
Yeah, and I hope this will, in general, be a very good episode of the podcast for anyone who's looking to get into animating. Hopefully you should find some very good advice in here.
Hopefully. I hope so.
Okay, good stuff. Okay, well, actually, yeah, that kind of leads into my next question. If someone told you they wanted to get into animatics, how would you suggest they start out? Like, what should they do?
Just go for it. Reach for the stars. Reach for the stars, my man. Grab whatever you can and just start making something. It doesn't have to be something gorgeous or beautiful or meaningful. Just start somewhere. It could be the little flip books on your notebook. Just start anything. And eventually you'll get into a place where you have the skills and abilities to make something that you can really just be super fucking proud of. And like something that you never dreamed you could ever make ever. And just keep going, man. That's my advice. Just start and practice and make sure you're having fun, because that's what's important, at least to me, is that animation is fun.
Okay. Awesome advice.
Oh, thank you.
Definitely goes for any other form of art too.
Definitely.
Okay, so you have some like really unique. I thought you have like some kind of unique designs in your animatics.
Like I don't see in a lot of other animatics. Though like I can see like the basis for all of them sort of. Like but I rarely see animatics that represent Jay Schlatt with like his NY hat on, or like Tommy with like a band-aid on his nose. I wanted to ask like what your inspirations are for your character designs.
Whatever would make me happy, I guess. It's a lot of like inspiration for other artists. Hold up. Hold up. I'm gonna go make sure that's their name right. But the artist who did the CG5 song, Vibrant Eyes, I drew Rambo today. Because I need to draw Rambo for the animatic I'm working on, which means I need a Rambo design. And after watching Vibrant Eyes, I was like, yes, okay, I know exactly what I want now. Because I was struggling with a Rambo design forever, which is why I don't draw him much, is because I always struggle with a design for him. So it's basically whatever I could look at and say, yes, I'm happy with that. I've been really recently and really experimenting with my art style recently. Because with the new animatic, which means I have to make I have to make an art style and stick to it, so that everything looks consistent. Because that's what animation's about. And I've started. I fell in love with head turns, which is basically this thing in which you take a character's head and you turn it around, and so you see what the character looks at all angles. I did this with Dream. I did this with Tommy. I did this with Wilbur, Wilbur, and
Wilbur.
I hope to do this with Tubbo and Rambo too. So it makes my life easier when having to draw these characters because I know how these faces would look in a 3D space, so it makes me easier to think about it in a 3D space, if that makes sense. The Schlatt hat, and I gave Schlatt's characters Tim's. Actually,
I noticed that. That's a
Yeah.
good detail right there. I love that.
Yeah. Originally, he didn't have them, but I threw them in for me. I'm like,
I love it.
this will be like a fun detail that not everyone will get, but the people who get it, they'll get a kick out of it.
Oh yeah. You might not get it, but if
It's,
you get it, you're gonna love it.
you're gonna love it. Trust me. Yeah. So that's what those were like based on, because I actually watched his channel a lot back in the day. But that's about it when it comes to character design. I personally don't think my character designs are really out there. Maybe that's just because I'm an insider looking in, and it's all my stuff, so I don't really see it. I don't really see like the uniqueness in it. I'm just like, oh, that's from that. This inspired that. That inspired that. I'm like, whoa, that sense probably. But there you go.
Okay. Fair enough.
Thank you.
All right. I think. Sorry, go on.
Okay, yeah. It's Sock on Twitter, and it's the artist I was talking about earlier who did the Vibrant Eyes animation that I adored. If you've seen it, go see it. SHYSHUII on Twitter. Gorgeous.
Okay.
I love them.
I will try to link that in the the description of the final video. If I remember, which hopefully I will. If you want to send me a link to his account,
Of course,
that'd be really cool.
I could just send you a link to the fucking Vibrant Eyes video.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
So good. Yeah. Oh, have you not seen it yet?
I'm not sure. I might have. It doesn't sound familiar, honestly.
Oh, it came out today at 1 p.m.
No, I have not seen it.
Okay, it's good.
Oh,
I'm gonna send you that too.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Oh, hey, I see now that we have Can You Count Bees in chat, who we've had on the podcast before. First guest on the podcast. Nice to see you there, Bee. You know what's crazy? Can You Count Bees? Like, before I even ever started this podcast, they sent me. Wait, is this the guy that did? Oh, this is the guy that did.
Redesign your logo. Yeah.
Yeah, I knew it. I was like instantly. Yeah, that's the guy. That's him.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Okay.
Such an inspiration.
What I was gonna say, what's crazy, like, before I ever started this podcast, I've been good friends with B for a while, ever since I joined my D&D campaign.
Oh, you play D&D too? What a great time.
Hell yeah, dude, I stream it. I have like a D&D campaign
you
going on
do?
Twitch right now. Yeah, we just kind of
awesome.
I just kind of soft rebooted it. That's a whole story. I'm not getting into that. Oh, I could talk about that for a long time, but I really should not. I'm not the one being interviewed. I'll say it later, because I do kind of want to talk about it now. But yeah, like, way before I ever started this podcast, B sent me the How Bad Can I Be animatic and was like freaking out because they loved it so much. And I was like, oh, that's so cool. And like now, and dude, there is no greater feeling in the world than saying, hey, remember when you sent me that animatic you really liked? I'm interviewing the guy who made that.
Whoa! Yo!
I know.
I've never thought about that.
It's kind of insane that you said yes. You were on my list of you're on like the dream list of people to have on the podcast.
So sweet.
B in chat is telling you to shut up.
Oh no, do go on. I'm very interested.
But yeah, you were like you were definitely one of like my top picks for people to have on this podcast. To be fair though, I mean, I'm just kind of lucky that I got Ian on and then Medio, and that just made it. I just opened a path, you know. It's like
Yeah.
but like
Oh,
yeah, very
I was
surreal
like-
that you actually said yes.
I was like, you know, if you probably asked me like a few months earlier, I probably was like, too scared. No, thank you. But you hit that sweet spot, which I'll give it a shot.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, I'm happy I did. This is so fun.
I'm really happy to hear that. I'm enjoying this a lot
Yeah.
too. This has been a very fun episode of the podcast.
Hello. Okay. Hello. Can you count on bees?
Can you
Hello.
count bees, not on bees?
Oh, can you count bees? I can. Not really, because I'm allergic, but in theory. I
In
love
theory.
you stuff, by the way. Oh, thank you. Thank you. That's so sweet. Thank you. Please stop in my eyes.
That's awesome.
Oh. Oh, that's so sweet.
Shane, let me join the call. Okay, wait. All right. Do you mind if I add them to the call for a second?
They get 5 minutes.
They get 5 minutes. All right,
They get
B.
5
Don't
minutes.
waste this. Don't
Hold
waste
on,
this.
hold on. Can I bring in my man? Can I bring in my guy?
Yeah,
Hopper,
sure,
Hopper,
sure.
you want to jump in this? So we even out the playing field. Hold up. Yeah, we gotta let the fucking audio catch up the chat. Where's
Okay,
Where's
okay, yeah,
Hopper?
no, Hopper's seen it. Hopper's seen it. I made a group chat between us three. Add him to it.
what would Hopper say?
He said, "Ooh, "Yo, fuck yeah."
Yeah. Okay.
This is
Okay.
awesome. This is
So-
awesome. Let's go. This
Okay.
is very professional stuff right here. Oh, B started the call. I'm just gonna join it. Yo.
Hello.
Hey, wait. I gotta get my guy in here. Even at the playing field. Hold on.
We gotta make this all even. Don't worry, it's already even. I don't like
Wait,
Shane
are
either.
we still live?
We are still live. We are still live. This is all live. This is all live right here. They can hear everything.
Hey!
Oh my god. Wait, I have to mute the stream. Jesus Christ.
My guy Hopper.
Hi, Hopper.
Hey.
Together on the musical. Hopper, flex with me. Flex with me. I'm flexing in
I'm
real life.
flexing. I'm flexing.
Too.
I'm flexing.
We met through the musical.
Ginger.
Please stop. Please stop. You're embarrassing me in front of the wizards.
Hey,
I am.
endless bees. How's it going?
Hey. Oh, I'm doing so well for myself, you know. I just made Shane a freaking Minecraft skin
What
for free because I'm a
Oh,
free.
God.
I work for free, you know, all that good shit. We know something about that. We know something about that.
What? Huh?
The 5-minute counter has started.
Oh shit! Oh, shit! Hold on. I gotta get my praise out real quick. Hold on. First off, you do good shit, man. I love it.
You.
Anytime I sit down and I'm like, I'm in an animatic mood, I always go to your channel. I always check what you got out. I mean, shit's good. I love it. Oh my god.
You.
I wish I had that talent.
Oh my god, please share.
Oh my god. It's just like, I don't know, because usually whenever I come across, like, because my entire YouTube feed is like all these like different animatics, and I always see yours pop up, and I'm like, ah! Like I just start sobbing my eyes out. So I mean, it's just like,
Oh, Hopper, thank you. Thank
So-
you. It's so sweet.
thank you very much. Very big inspiration also,
Aw.
just because I do writing, and then I also have gotten recently into doing video and film
Ooh.
as well. So
I've been wanting to get into writing.
writing is really therapeutic for me, and then especially when combined with the elements of like film and stuff. So I'm actually planning on, for my school right now, I take a career tech in film tech. So I'm actually planning out a music video that I'm gonna lip sync and dance along to Will Wood's "I Me Myself," and I'm
Bro.
gonna be wearing.
Yo, I can play the ukulele right now at a drop of a hat.
B, why didn't you
God.
tell me about this? What the heck?
I was gonna, but and then the plan was that I was gonna wear my Moo Bloom Halloween costume for a little bit of it because I have a whole I have a whole message behind it. Like I have this entire idea going around my head, but I'm not gonna share anything right now because I'm like I don't wanna deflect. I don't wanna take away from the episode right now. I'm just kind of crashing call at the moment. So, anyways.
This is awesome.
But
Well,
yeah, I love your shit, man. It's so cool. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for coming on Sean's podcast. It's very cool. I was freaking out when he texted me one night at like 1 in the morning and said, "Hey, guess what?" And I said, "What?" And he said, "I got public spam account to come on the podcast." And so I proceeded to call him and like scream into the microphone. It was very fun.
what time did I answer your invitation? Hold up.
All right, hold on.
Was it 1 in the morning?
I don't.
I
think
might
so.
be
I think I
wrong. My
waited a
sense
little
of
bit to
time
tell
is
them.
skewed.
I don't think I told you like immediately. I might have. It doesn't say what time it was. It just says like date.
Yeah, I was like, it would be out of character for me to text
69
people.
o'clock, baby.
Yeah.
69 o'clock.
Yesterday's been going to bed at like what 9 p.m. or like middle of the day, like goes to bed, and then like and then your sleep schedule is so messed up.
But let me clarify what Hopper means. Hopper means is I blame you, Hopper, because one time when we were on call, we called all night, and when we got off call, it was like 7 in the morning for me. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna stay awake. And I ended going to sleep at 6 p.m. in the afternoon, and then so I went to sleep at 6 p.m. in the afternoon for like a whole week, and I'm like, oh shit, school's starting. Let me move this to 9 p.m. I actually worked really hard to get that sleep schedule moved for this podcast because I realized I started at 6 p.m. Like
She was worried that she was going to sleep, like be tired at 6. Like that's bedtime.
yeah, I was so scared that I'd get in call. I'm like, bro, I'm so tired right now, and I just say something so out of pocket, like I just be incredibly mean by accident. I didn't mean it because I went to sleep at 6 p.m. for like a whole week.
That sounds like.
Me.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's fine.
Yeah. That sounds like me. That's kind of sound like it just reminds me of me and Shaun from during the summertime before we both went back to school. Because I'd be texting him at literally like 5 in the morning, had not gone to bed. He'd wake up to go to work, and he'd just see all these messages from the middle of the night when he was sleeping, and I'd call him too because I think it'd be funny. I FaceTime him and he don't answer, and so he wakes up to all of this, and he's like, "Why are you not asleep?" And it's like 7 in the morning. I'm like, "I don't care. I have no responsibilities." And he said, "Go to bed," and I said, "No," and then I'd pass out, and then I'd wake up at like 1 o'clock, and he'd be texting me, and he'd be like, "Are you awake yet? Can we play Minecraft? Can you do lore with me?" And like,
Shut up! Oh my gosh, I'm gonna be.
Hey,
Last night I told you to go to sleep, and
hey.
you called me an inconsolable piss sink.
Are you an inconsolable piss
I
sink?
saw that in your fucking Discord status. No, I saw them like we're
That's
gonna
why
me
it's
and
there,
Shaun
that's why
get
it's there.
along graciously.
Yeah, he's an inconsolable piss sink who I'm canonically divorced from.
Yo, I
Yeah,
also tried to
cannot-
divorce my friend in D&D, and then end up marrying him. So I get it. I get the grind.
Yeah, let's. Oh no, this wasn't in D&D. This is in like fucking Minecraft in our on our one server we share because we had a whole thing. This was on
You
a
dream
street.
SMPing?
No.
Oh,
This is some other.
Oh, good God, we can't be.
Well, I'm getting
I'm
exposed.
being-
Wait, hold on.
No.
hold on.
This is just light. This. Oh, good God. This server light roleplay.
Wait.
Light roleplay.
Hold
It's
on.
a light
Oh,
fun
sorry.
roleplay. Improvisational.
Wait, okay, sorry. Anyway, so as a joke, I needed Shane's help one time getting a baby piglin out of the nether into my house. So this at the time we were kind of joking around, and so it took us a good like hour to get it back to my house. But during that time, we both just started like making jokes about being like disgruntled parents who are just like divorced. And so we both just started like doing that improv thing where you get really into character. And so
Oh, yeah.
we both ended up like screaming at each other and being like, "Oh, you work too much." And then so it was just really funny.
Is it so much to ask that I just want to come home from my hard day at the office and have a nice dinner prepared for me from my loving husband?
No, because you
that
know
too
what? Shut! You don't ever pay attention to our child, and that's why I left you.
Your 5 minutes are up.
Yo,
Your
wait,
5 minutes
wait,
are up.
Oh,
But, Hold up. Let me share an anecdote of me and Hopper. While you're saying talking about role play, I just remembered that one night, because me and Hopper live in different time zones, which means I could stay up incredibly late, and Hopper will still be up. So while my IRL friends are sleeping, my friend just texted me, "Hi, bestie. I didn't know you were listening to the podcast. Hi, bestie. Yeah, it's going great. The podcast's going great, Reese. Hi." Hi. While my friend who's currently texting me is asleep sometimes in the middle of at like 5 a.m. I'm like, you know who's probably awake right now? Hopper.
Yeah.
We live in a different time zone. Hey, Hopper. And one night, it was really late. I think me and Hopper were just getting to know each other, and then we role played by accident. Someone trying to be Tommy in it. So
Oh my god! Mother,
for Phil's Minecraft. Mother,
pitch me Phil's Minecraft.
what are you doing Phil's Minecraft yet, Mother? Mother, where's Tommy in it, Mother?
Yeah, like at that point we barely knew each other. Yeah, it was like our second call, and it turned into that.
Yeah, and it was so seamless. Like we go into talking normally, and then suddenly we were hardcore role playing as a child, trying to murder their mother for not being Philza and Tommy in it.
It went on absurdly long too, and we just didn't get sick of it. It was
And anytime I say anything in a British accent, Hopper's like, "We're not doing that again."
Here we are.
And here we are. Besties.
I remember the first time me and Shane met, like IRL. It was for his cousins, because his cousin is one of my best friends. And so, the first time we met, like one of the first times we met up IRL was we were going out for my cousin's, not my friend's boyfriend's birthday or whatever. And so we meet up, and they leave us, like legit. They leave us in his bedroom for like 3 hours to go do his boyfriend's hair. And so me and Shane are just sitting across from each other, just kind of staring at each other because we don't know what to do. We're awkward, and we've only talked online like pre-hand before that. And so all of a sudden I bring up and I'm like, "Do you watch Wilbur Soot?" And then all of a sudden this man just goes off the handle, just ranting. And then that just turned into 3 hours.
That is a risky move to make, my friend.
That
is ballsy.
You can either get an actual Dream Smp fan, or you can get an anti.
Yeah, I could have been an anti. Imagine if I was an anti. Oh my gosh.
You did rant about anime for a solid like 30 minutes while I sat there and was like, what the hell?
That's how you know.
You went,
B, you're talking right now like I didn't have to say, "This pillow is the pillow that I throw at you when you need to stop ranting about your side tangents." It was a joke. We were joking about how much you were ranting, about how much you were like going on tangents. Don't say I was the one who was ranting here,
on tangents.
All right?
I was going on tangents about how I was going on tangents.
You were. How long? Hey, a public spam account. They've had 10 minutes. This is far too long.
Yeah. But I just had the idea. Me and Hopper are actually musical partners. Everything the musical we do together. So if you got musical questions, me and Hopper are.
Ooh, I may be in contact.
That's how we initially met.
Yeah.
Just because I do have, I am going to be taking, because it is a school project, so I don't really have to worry about, like, making, like, actual money off the video. I am probably going to upload it to YouTube just so I can, like, show it to everybody, but, probably will be contacted with you, because I do have questions about, like, audio, stuff, because if you guys are knowledgeable in that, because
we are not audio people.
Damn it! We do animation, honey.
I'm interviewing this person on their animatics.
Well, I'm sorry.
I can get you in touch with a good audio guy, but I'm pretty sure he's busy.
Well. It's okay. I love what you do. Keep doing what you do, bud. It's very good, and make sure you call Shaun a ginger for me, because he needs to be put into his.
You're a redhead.
Not a ginger. I'm not a
ginger. He is a redhead.
Blonde.
Yeah, he is Ed Sheeran, actually.
Did you know people with red hair are as common as people that are intersex. Didn't know that until like a week ago. Fun fact for you.
really?
Fact for you.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, weird.
Yeah.
I don't fall into that demographic, but that certainly is
Well, you-
interesting. I do have blonde hair naturally.
If I did have red hair, that'd be an interesting thing. Unfortunately, I do not.
Well, you see, he is Ed Sheeran. Actually, this is a true fact.
So I've slowly turned B's volume down. They can no
I'm
longer
in
hear
love
them.
with the shape of you.
L.
Okay, yeah, so B is now muted. B is
And
now
my
muted.
heart
Public
is
spam account, I
in
believe it would be good if we moved.
I'm in
But
love
public
with your body.
PSA, don't make me do this to you too. Let's move back to our to the call now. Back to the call now. B's circle is lighting up, but they cannot be heard. They cannot be heard. I'm turning it back up.
Bye,
B,
guys.
last words. Bye.
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 Bye,
Bye.
guys.
Bye.
Love you.
Yes. Is that the right action? Yes. I'm
That
saying
was-
bye. Therefore,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah,
All right.
yes. That was amazing. Never thought that would happen, but that's pretty cool. I wanted to ask, do you plan on doing YouTube like far into future as like your
My career.
like your
A
kind of
career?
career? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I do intend to have YouTube as a hobby. I don't think I'm successful enough to have it like as a full-time career. I don't know if I would, even if I could, I'd do that because my dreams are more of like having like starting a like animated TV show one day. That's what I'm reaching for in the far future. Yeah, like the shows that inspired me as a kid, like Steven Universe, Gravity Falls, Owl House Now. I want to make something like that for the kids who are like me when I was young. So that's what I'm reaching for. But I do plan on doing like still making animatics about the shows I like on the side because they're just so fun. They're just so fun, and they're such like a great way to just practice techniques and like get out ideas out and like try to figure out what I like, what I don't like doing. So yeah, that's that.
Okay, interesting. So would you be interested in like joining a bigger company like Disney or one of them in the future then?
Ooh, Disney.
Like
Part of me is like, yes, of course, Disney. Who doesn't love Disney? Like, who doesn't? But another part of me is like, well, Disney has a reputation for underpaying and mistreating their employees, and like they would also kind of restrain what you could creatively do on if you're going to do a show. So like it's like yes, but also no. I think I might point my eyes to studios with like a little more better like reputation, like Cartoon Network. I think at least I haven't heard anything super bad about them. Or a lot of like anime TV shows have just been coming out on YouTube. So who knows? Who knows?
Okay,
Maybe
okay.
that.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah. So whatever gets my foot out the door, we'll see.
All right, interesting. So how do you feel about YouTube as like a platform?
I don't have really strong feelings about YouTube because YouTube was really like my childhood. Like I watched YouTubers all the time as a kid. I watched Markiplier, I watched PewDiePie, and they kind of like made up my humor and like my cadence and everything. And a lot of like what I know about, and I still watch YouTube. Well, YouTube and Twitch now for like the Dream Smp stuff. So I think my opinion on YouTube is relatively positive. Like yeah, their like copyright system is shit, and like if you want to revoke a copyright claim, that what happens is like the person who claimed your video gets to decide whether or not they're right for claiming your video, which is like why? I mean, like, god damn it, and like, technically, animatics don't fall under fair use, which is a whole other ordeal, which makes me so angry.
Wait, they
But,
don't?
yeah.
Really?
Yeah, they don't.
What? Go on.
I
Tell me about
sent an
this.
appeal for like one of my animatics. I don't say which, but I did send an appeal for it, and they were like, no. And I'm like, okay, thank you. Fuck you.
Oh, that
But I
sucks.
did end up making money on that because sharing. I didn't know that was a
Mhm.
thing, and I'm like, okay, at least I'm making some money on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's nice. That's nice.
Yeah.
If YouTube were like to shut down tomorrow, what would you do?
Oof. What would I do? Uh, I'd be really upset because I lose all my videos because I don't have some of those videos anymore. Like the really old ones, I just lose completely, and I'd just be so upsetting. I don't think I don't know because at one point like I don't really care about like losing the subscribers or stuff like that. Which I know some people really care about that stuff, but that's not something I ever really cared about.
Mhm.
Uh, so that's not something I'd really. But like being able to like reach the people, like read my content to be able to reach the people that I like who also like the same thing I did. Like I'm like I like this show and you like it too. I made something out of it. That I think I miss that. I think and I'd probably like I don't know go to Twitter. Who knows? Who knows? Make my own website. Call it To You. I don't know. Yeah, I'd focus. I probably focus on school a lot more than I do now.
Okay.
I mean, like, nothing can distract me. No, there's no Drew Gooden to distract me now. I'm forced to do schoolwork, which I realize I need to get done tonight. Oopsie. Oopsie. I'll just text my teacher. If you don't know, I was
I was actually I was invited to a podcast. Not sure if you've heard of it.
It's
Kind of a
like
big
couldn't
deal.
do your essay. Maybe if you were on the podcast, you'd understand.
Maybe if you were as incredibly important and famous as I was, you would get it.
Maybe if you had subscribers.
Okay. So you're involved in this little thing called Lemanberg the Musical, if I do understand correctly.
Yeah.
Okay.
I happen to be involved.
Yeah. So, people watching this who may not know about Lemanberg the Musical, I would recommend checking out the 5th episode of the podcast to hear more about what that's like, because we're not going to go over here. But tell me more about what it's like to work on that.
Oh, I could tell you how I got started, which is a funny story in itself.
Go for
So the casting director messaged me in like um January, and he messaged me twice, one on the musical account, one on his private, and I didn't see it for 2 weeks. I didn't see it for 2 weeks because I just didn't check my DMs. And so it by the time I saw it, he assumed I said no. So I was like, is the offer still on the table? Because at first I was like I was really hesitant because you hear a lot about these fan projects and how they crash and burn. It could become a Zara Z or Lindsay Ellis a video essay down the line, you know. So I was very hesitant.
Right.
And I think to this day, the casting director says I asked the most questions. I was the hardest, most questions than anyone ever to get someone in the musical. Apparently,
Yeah, I've heard that.
I basically played a round of 20 questions. I was like, first, where does the money go to? Which charity? I'm like, what are your thoughts on A, B, and C? JK, the answer was D.
Ian told me about that, I think, actually. I don't remember if that was on the podcast or not, but they were telling me about that.
I was like, hypothetically, if this situation occurred, what would you do, huh?
I gotta be honest, Ian, like, warned me, like, hey, if you try to get public spam account on, just be ready for them to ask you a lot of questions. I didn't think you would just be like, yeah, sure, sounds fun.
I think I've mellowed out.
Understandably.
Yeah, sure, why not? Yeah, sure, why not? Sounds fun. Well, but if you want to get serious, I think a podcast is way different than joining as a member of an entire musical.
No, that's very true. It's very true.
Here's not something
very
I think
different
I've
commitment.
before. But even before I even responded to him, I already knew the answer was yes.
Right.
Yeah, I knew by the time I'd say, hey, is the option still on the table? I'd join because my mom encouraged me to. She said, if you have like opportunities, take it. Not only because you not don't miss out on them because you're scared, because this could be a whole experience that you would never get to experience. And how many students can say they worked on a musical in their portfolio? And I'm like, damn right.
Dang, that's
Damn
true.
right. Damn right. I could put that on my college portfolio.
That's
Baby.
true. I never even thought about that. That's awesome. What a cool opportunity. Dang.
Yeah, and it is cool because I've got to meet so many cool artists and like be a part of a project, like a really big project for like the first time ever. And I get to have meetings with people. And I got to meet my good friend who's probably in chat right now, Hopper. Um, they're my storyboarding buddy. The way we met is we were both assigned a song, our pride and joy, our little thought baby, which is I don't know if I'm allowed to say the name of the song yet, so I won't. But it
Oh, come
is my
on.
pride and joy. I wrong text Ian. Hold
Man,
up.
nobody's giving me the insider info. Come on. I want to know about the songs. I'm joking. Okay, actually, that leads into another question I wanted to ask you. So, what, like, for the podcast, what, I know, okay, obviously you're an animator for the podcast. The podcast. Good God. For the musical. Obviously you're an animator for the musical. But can you tell me more about your role? Like, what you do?
100%. I am a storyboarder. I'm a storyboarder. Um, and tech. Okay, wait. I might be more. Okay, I am a storyboarder and a line artist and a kind of color artist. Not really though, but
Okay,
mostly I'm a
okay.
storyboarder. What if you remember my tangent earlier about what storyboards are? They're basically um things. They're what the musical looks like before the animation. And I get to dictate what the scene looks like. And I get to draw things, and I get to have a team of people. I get to have like background artists and color artists, and I get to direct them. And I'm like, okay, so this scene is supposed to look like this. Okay, like this is the color palette you use. This scene is this. And me and Hopper basically created a whole story for this song together, over calls that were just like hours long, that we just worked and worked until we got something very special to us. So I am very excited for it. It's in the
Okay.
part 2 of the musical, so I don't think I can disclose anything. But
Right, understandable.
I did work on the something on the first part of the musical, one that's coming out soon, hopefully. And I actually opened the musical, which is an honor to behold.
Really?
Yes, I get the first scene in the first song of the musical.
Dang, that's
And
cool.
yeah, and it starts off with a late August inspired shot, which is a reference to it. It starts off with a reference to Innocence. Uh, if that makes sense, I think it does. And once you see it, you'll know it. But that was something very important to me because I don't know if you noticed, but late August has retired the name Late August at the moment, and that was a really personal to me. That, if that makes sense, that meant a lot to me.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, so I was like, I wanted to do an homage to him in like the first shot of the musical because he was a part of the musical. And we're still allowed to use his work, so. And also, I love his art and I love the guy, so I'm like, of course, he was a big inspiration to me. I'm like, what? How am I not gonna do that? So yeah, I've been the musical. I'm really excited about it, and it's been lined and stuff, and it looks very cool, and I'm very excited.
Okay, awesome. I'm super excited to see it. I cannot wait. Like,
Thank you.
I'm really, really excited. Definitely planning to do like
It's
we're gonna talk about that on stream at some point. I mean, I'm gonna talk about that on stream at some point, at least. I'm very much looking forward to it.
oh, thank you.
Yeah.
It's a lot slower than what I usually do because I usually do really fast and bombastic action pieces, but it's really like peaceful to me. I love it so much. I almost love it more because it's so like different than anything else, like than what I usually do, which is like fast paced stuff in your face. It's like soft, if if that makes sense. Like
No, I
my
get you.
part is very soft, like a quiet river. if that makes sense. That's how I think about it.
Yeah, I get you. Okay. So, I wanted to ask actually about this. Is there like a good community for animatic creators that like you find yourself a part of in the Dream SMP?
Oh, oh. I have a whole. I used to have a whole tangent about the animation community in the Dream SMP. I gotta say, I've never seen an animation community as big as the Dream SMP, which was something so shocking to me. I was like, what the fuck? I didn't even know we could do this. I didn't even know this was possible. And I attribute that a lot to I say her name a lot during this podcast, and because I if you have a conversation with me ever, you know I'm saddest fangirl. But I attribute that to Warriors Animatic and just kickstarting a whole animatic just plethora in the fandom that was so fucking amazing because there's so many animatics and there's like stuff that you could like find that's like typically tailored to what you want. Like if you want like really like fucking great anatomy and just beautiful colors and like fat like pretty regular animatics, may I suggest Wolfie for you? If you want like really professional shit that like takes a little longer to make and looks fucking stellar, and it basically works as a trailer for the Dream SMP, which is fucking really smart if you think about it, and it's a really good way to get people started in the Dream SMP. I know because whenever I introduce anyone to the Dream SMP, I'm like, let me show you the holy trinity of animatics, and let me explain the lore as we go along, because watching the actual scenes are really boring, but these are characters and they look cool. And I'd show you Satis. And it's incredible just how big the community is. And like just Animax are still getting pumped out like a year later.
Yeah,
It's
man,
crazy.
it's crazy.
It's crazy, yeah.
Oh man, you could never watch every single Dream SMP animatic out there. Like you could not even watch every single big Dream SMP animatic out there. There's just so
Yeah.
much. Like there's enough to make an entire like musical out of it or something.
Yeah,
Something crazy
that'd be
like
great.
that. But
And like they just make me so happy because like then you get really like cool like artists like that are relatively new to the scene, like have that like artists that haven't been around since last year August, like Sock or Sushi, I think. Saishi? I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing it, but the person who made Vibrant Eyes, who made the animation for that, because it's not even considered an animatic, it's an animation, and that's amazing. That's amazing. It's so good. It's so good, and there's so much inspiration there. Like whenever I need inspiration to work on my own animatics, I just go to YouTube and search up GSMP animatics because they're so good. I am so inspired by them. In fact, that like I'm planning on making my entire next animatic dedicated to those artists because they just meant so much to me, and their art just inspired me to make this animatic where I can go, look, I made cool thing. Are you impressed? So I could talk about the animatic community for days. So it's such a cool thing. It is. It really is.
it really is. I agree completely. It's like it's so
Thank you.
awesome, man. And like another thing I really love about it, honestly, like I won't lie to you, I've gained much more of an appreciation for like animation and different styles of animation from the Dream SMP than I have from like any other source, which is very bizarre.
No,
But
that's so epic.
yeah, like there are so many different styles out there. Like you got
Yeah.
Sadist, you got a public spam account, obviously. Like Lumalise, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but that's one of my favorites. You got like Late August, obviously. There's like so many out there. Yeah. And then like Meowsticks Tuki, like there's so many cool people. And like everything looks so, it all just has like this style oozing from every single one, and like every single person I can go and watch all their animatics, and they're all like, they all have a similar feel to them. CG5, for example, like, oh my gosh, you know, like you wouldn't look at a CG5 animatic and be like, oh, is that public spam account? Like, no, that's CG5. And
That's
vice versa,
CG5.
that's CG5. You know, I just think that's really cool. I've never seen something like that happen before.
And I don't think you'd ever see that in like you'd never see that when you go and watch like a Disney movie or something, you know?
Yeah, it's like a whole like for like animation. I think the animation is a big selling point for just the Dream SMP alone. I'm not gonna lie. I joined the fandom just to understand Saxum's animatics. I watched. I was like, as soon as that dropped, I was waiting very impatiently for Wilbur to release the Lemangberg video, only to understand none of it because I had no context. I had no context to it, but I was like, okay, I think I'm getting it. And when I first watched the animatic, I thought my favorite character would be Wilbur. Little did I know, it was Tommy. Oopsie.
Really? So your favorite character is Tommy?
Yeah, actually. Yeah. I
Dang, not what I would have guessed at first.
Really?
What? Of course
well,
not.
there you go.
What do you mean, of course? Really? Never mind. Okay, no. That actually leads very well into the next point. Next question. What is the Dream SMP?
Oh boy.
This is my favorite question.
Yeah, oh god. The Dream SMP is like when you play D&D with your friends and like it's all improv, you're not really sure how to play the game yet, and like you're like still kind of getting to know your friends, and you're making stupid characters, you're making stupid jokes, and then oh no, things just got serious, and holy shit, maybe we have something special here. But in Minecraft, and they use Minecraft as like this sandbox world, you know, where they can actually make the things. And that's pretty cool. And it's all streamed live on Twitch. So you have this weird relationship between the characters and the content creators. Because not only can you enjoy character Tommy in it, but you can enjoy content creator Tommy in it.
Right.
Who are vastly different characters.
Very, very true.
They're like the core like vibes to them, but definitely diverge in some places. And then you get like content creator Wilbursoot and character Wilbursoot, or Vilbur, or Revive Burr, or Lemanberg Burr. you know.
Lemanberg.
Yeah. And so it's and like you could like and like the main character of the Dream SMP is like whoever you watch.
That's
whoever you watch.
That's
which is great. This is not an experience that you could get like through like much other media. It's very specific, and I think the Dream SMP is definitely paving a way for how stories are going to be told in the future of the internet. I believe that strongly.
No, I agree with you completely. I think like, oh my gosh, if you ask me personally, the Dream SMP itself, really, really cool. The fandom that it is inspired, that's what's gonna lead to like some really cool stuff. There are some people who are being found because of the Dream SMP that are gonna go on to do some awesome things in this world.
Amazing stuff, and just make amazing things.
Yeah.
Like you could tell like so many talented people in the community, and I think so many people, their favorite aspect of the community is the art. And I think for the content creators, it's the same too, because the art is just phenomenal. And the art is what really makes it spark and pop.
Yeah.
It stands out against other really big communities, which makes me really happy. Because at first I wasn't really into the Dream SMP. It took like the Exile arc and like the election night for me to really get into it. I think the night POC 2020 lost the election is the night I made my first Dream SMP animatic, which was not How Bad Can It Be? It was the election animatic in which I drew the election and then never finished it. I drew that one night, I think, 1 or 2 nights, and then I moved on to How Bad Can I Be? Because I was like, ooh, which is why they share similar color schemes. Fun fact.
Oh, interesting.
Because they were made like relatively close to one another. Yeah. I think a month apart is when I made those. Yeah.
Okay. Very interesting. Okay, so next question. So I've kind of had a theme of asking, ever since I interviewed Ian, I've kind of had a theme of asking what you think of Inside and your thoughts on it, a little bit of depth. So let me just ask, what did you think of Bo Burnham's Inside?
Great music. I play on the ukulele.
Really?
I do quite often. Yeah, I play Welcome to the Internet. I play Goodbye on the Internet. Goodbye on my ukulele.
Goodbye on the internet.
Yeah, Goodbye on the Internet. I play it a lot. That special is just really important to me personally. I don't know why. It felt like so true to form for how quarantine felt, really, because I think a lot of people can relate to the song. Stuck in a Room. I think is what it's called. And that's what it really felt like. Just
I know which one
creating
you're talking
stuff.
about. It's
Yeah. The not
Look
Goodbye.
Who's Inside Again. It's Look Who's Inside
Look
Again.
Who's Inside Again. There we go.
Yeah.
Look Who's Inside Again. Yeah.
I like that one. That's good.
That's what really felt, because I was really stuck inside making animatics. And then that slowly, and making animatics for me slowly turned into making animatics because I felt like I needed to. Because I felt like obligated to, because I did really good one time, and so now I had to continue to make them, and now I have to make them faster to please people. And I've actually talked to a lot of artists about this, and it's really reassuring to know I'm not alone in this. Like, this was a feeling that I've talked to quite a few people about, and that's actually why late August stepping down really meant so much to me, because I wasn't really thinking about doing it, but some part of me definitely wanted to just step out from the limelight and just be me again, not PSA, just who I am. And so I do take breaks from the internet. I try to take at least like a week break on the internet every now and then. That's why if like you follow me on Instagram or Twitter, I just go dead for like a week and then I come back. That's why, because like you can only create art so often before like you hit that curve, and where like, okay, there, if you don't know this, there's something called like the art process cycle, in which it's like when you're happy with your work, and then you continue to be happy with work, and then you're not happy with your work anymore, and so you develop skills that you are missing to get happy with your work again, and then rinse and repeat. I think it's called the art improvement cycle, and it's very important to learn. It's very important to learn. So like if like some moments you're really happy with what you're doing, and then you're suddenly not, that's why, and that means you need to take a step back, figure out what you're happy with, what you're not happy with, and just get right back on it.
Okay.
So even though like the past year has been really great, and then also like at the same time, I don't think I've ever progressed so fast in like such a little time before. Cause like I'm making like animation now. I'm making like fully colored figure line things, and I could never do that a year ago. I would have never done that a year ago. So it's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Dang,
Yeah.
I've never heard that before, but that makes a lot of sense. I'm going to have to keep
Yeah,
that
the
in
art
mind.
improvement cycle. Yeah.
Never heard of that, but that makes a lot of sense. Honestly, I feel like I've definitely gone through that a few times, but I never realized it works like that. Dang. All right.
Yeah.
That's nice to
No
know.
worries.
Also,
I got. Oh, no, you go.
Go on. Okay, fine. I will say also, taking a break from the internet, very smart idea. I should probably get used to doing that. Not gonna lie.
Yes, because
Yeah.
for me, it's not including TikTok. There's a reason why I don't post on TikTok that often, and that's because it's my space. This is my free time. I'm not posting shit here.
I get you.
Yeah. I get to have one thing, and it's TikTok. Fun fact: the only reason why there's anything on my fucking on my account is because some asshole that I follow reposted how bad can they be, and when I asked him to take it down 3 times, he didn't. So I was pissed as shit. He was someone I followed. And
Dang,
he was like,
really?
oh, yes, he was someone I followed. And like I was like, you motherfucker, I hate you. And so I posted on my account because my mom was like telling me, you should make a TikTok account. TikTok is really big now. Like people use TikTok a lot more than you use other things. I'm like, yeah, but like I like having my own thing. And then I'm like, and then once that happened, I'm like, fuck it. I'm sick of this shit. The disrespect. Oh god. Oh god. I think that's the most angry I've ever been in like a while. I'm not gonna lie. There's
I don't
there's a
blame
lot
you.
of weird experiences I've had that I was like, that's not something that happens in real life, and it wouldn't happen to me. Weird. Like I had someone like the really early days of how bad can it be? Like this third day of like the comments rolling in, and I was reading every one of them because I wasn't used to getting so much comments. And here's another thing: if you're a creator on the internet and you make animatics, be nice with the comment section. And I'm not talking like nice. I'm being like, don't be like, don't go through all your comments. Not only because of hate comments, even though through my experience they're not as common on animatics, unless like you're like a controversial animator, then that's another thing. But they're not as common. But what really is scary is the addiction to validation that you get from the internet. That is scary. So I'd say stay away from comments. Try when you post things, don't really rely on like the amount of people telling you that your work is fucking amazing for like the validation from your art. There's actually a study that was done on they gave I took psychology last year, so I know a bunch of psychology information. But the bottom line of the study was the kids who receive validation for their art went on to do art only for the validation, and then when that validation was no longer given to them, they stopped doing art, rather than kids who did art for themselves and never got the validation, and they continue to do art forever. Do with that information as you will. They not forever, but like they continue to do art for longer than the other kids.
Okay.
So be careful. Be careful. Because that's something I heard from a Danny Gonzalez video. Not the study, but him saying that like he needs to be careful when he goes through comments, because it gets really good to get that validation, and then that can really get to you and then inflate your ego. That's why YouTubers tend to have. That's why I like kind of why. There's a lot of the factors that YouTubers tend to have this a really inflated ego, because they get a stream of positive reinforcement all the time. That it's kind of hard to see between the really people telling you you're so great, you're so awesome, this is great. It's really hard to like see past that and see what you really need to improve, because even though people are telling your art is so great, it's never going to be perfect, and that's not really a bad thing. There's always more that you can improve upon. Yeah. that's my advice that I didn't think I have that much of, but apparently I did. Oopsie.
Okay. No, fair enough.
Yeah.
That's really good advice. Definitely very important.
I also struggle with that a lot,
Especially like needing validation. That is
Oh,
a
yeah.
habit I am desperately trying to break. I will say. I think I've been successful in that, thankfully.
Yeah. Do things for you, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ian gave me the okay to say the name of the song I'm working on. It's called Down. It's called Down.
Dang.
And it's a war song.
Exclusive info right here, folks.
Yeah. I remember when I was like, I remember having conversations with other storyboarders, like, okay, so do we want to like set a standard for how the characters fight and stuff like that? And they all went, you're the only person, like, you have all the fights. And I was like, oh. And then it suddenly hits me that like, oh yeah, I have all the fights. I have to animate the fights. I'm like, that's on me. I'm like, oh god.
Shit. Okay, to be fair though,
Yeah.
I don't think there's a better animator to animate the fights than you. Like,
that's sweet.
No.
Sweet.
Your animation style just fits it perfectly. Snappy,
thank you.
fast,
Thank you.
hits hard.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, I actually share this song with Hopper, which I'm very excited to do. Hopper is much. This is my Hopper gush moment. Hopper's a underground animator, and I love their work so much. I know they're in chat right now, so There you go, Hop.
Well, maybe since it's been mentioned during the podcast, maybe there will be a little link in the description to that if you guys want to check it out. So I will definitely be checking it out.
Have you kept a list of all the things mentioned? I haven't.
Yeah, I have like a notepad next to me. I've definitely been
Oh,
writing
really?
everything
That's
down. I'm
smart.
so professional.
That's
I'm
smart.
really professional. No, I'm lying. I'm not doing that. I'm an idiot. I don't keep track of this stuff.
It would have been smart though. I was gonna give you brownie points.
You were gonna give what?
Brownie points for
Nope.
because I would have just said I'd keep it in my brain, and then I would
no.
forget, and
I'm
then
not
be
even
like,
keeping
oh,
it in my
I
brain
forget.
now. So it's What's Up MKJ asks, what are your thoughts on sand?
I haven't eaten any. I do not eat sand.
Really?
I am not 1%. I do. Hey, my bestie. Sorry. So I got excited. Sorry. We're like, oh yeah, sand. Sand. No bueno. I don't eat it. I don't even like it. I don't like beaches. I don't like the water. So
Really?
my thoughts on sand are negative. Yeah, well,
Okay.
I live on
jeez.
the coast, so you think I love beaches? I don't. My parents are very upset about it. Like, let's go to the beach. Beach. Just like no. Beach. I'm not. You're not taking me to no fucking beach. The sand gets everywhere. It's so annoying. You have to wash it off. It's so annoying. And the worst part is like you go to the beach and now you have to spend the entire ride in the car wet and sand. It's not fun. And then you have to have a race with your brothers who could get to the shower first because there's only one shower, and you're all incredibly uncomfortable. And since you're at like a lake house that's really old, the only other shower is outside, like an outhouse. And you have to get the hose. I haven't ever used the outhouse. I'd rather wait.
Understandable.
I hate the
honestly.
beach. Yeah, call me crazy. Totally not based on real experiences. It's totally not the reason why I don't go to the beach anymore. Yeah,
Okay,
you opened
fair
a can of worms without knowing.
Yeah, no, definitely was not seeing that one coming.
Yeah, if you have never been to the beach and like you live in the Midwest, you're not missing much. It's always packed, and that's never good in COVID days. It's always even in COVID, it's always fucking packed, that beach. And you get to see little kids just run around and throw sand in each other's eyes. It's not all it's cracked up to be. And you have to set up your own camp, which is like nice, but also takes forever. And the umbrella might fall on you if you do it improperly. No, thank you. I'm good.
Okay. No, understandable.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm cutting you off here. No, we gotta move on.
No more
questions to ask
sand.
FKJ. No more sand. Though I will say, I have eaten sand before, and it's pretty crunchy. I kind of like it.
What?
Anyways, it's not like I picked up a handful and put it in my mouth.
Oh,
It's like it's just gotten in there sometimes, you know. I like
Oh,
okay,
sure.
you know, and
If
then
you say
after
so.
that, I picked up a
I have
handful and
never
put it in my
eaten
mouth because it tasted good.
Oh,
And never
no.
more, all right. Anyways,
It was salty. What can I say? I used to eat just straight up salt as a kid. I'm not even
Bro.
joking. I was a salt kid. My mom had used to hide the salt from me because I'd be like, "Hey mother, where's the salt?"
Bro, I was the
I used
exact
to-
same way. I would go up to the salt shaker and just shake it in my hands and lick it.
Yeah. My mom's still like that, but with cheese. My mom would get cheese for the first time in months because she doesn't get it because I'd eat all of it without remorse. She'd get cheddar cheese, and then she'd walk up to my room with a half-eaten cheddar cheese. She's like, "PSA, what happened to the rest of the cheese?" I'm like, what do you think happened to the rest of the cheese, mother? I ate it. I ate the cheese. Unapologetically, and I do it again, and I will do it again. So that's why my mom doesn't buy cheese anymore. I have to get a cheese hookup, which is my friend.
A cheese
I had
hookup.
planned. I had a plan with a friend that because they live by the ShopRite downtown, and so I was like, okay, what if hypothetically, you bought cheese, and I'd give you money, and then you give me cheese, and you could be my fix, my cheese fix. My cheese dealer. And they're like, sure. And then they went off to college. So I never got the cheese.
Oh, that's sad. This actually leads really well into another viewer question. Hopper asks, opinion on cheese.
Haber knows the can of worms I opened. Amazing. Great. Would eat it all the time. Forever. Would eat it forever. Unapologetically. I'd eat that shit unapologetically. I'd eat it with vigor. I'd be more happy if I ate the entire thing and no one else got any.
Okay, big cheese fan.
That's what makes me happy. I am a big cheese fan. I'm the only big cheese fan. You will not meet a bigger cheese fan than me, because I was allergic to cheese for the longest time. And then I had the cheese for the first time, and it was sharp cheddar. And it was like I ascended to the second plane of existence, you know? I loved it to death. It was the best thing I ever eaten. And then I kept asking my dad to go buy me cheese. And eating a lot of cheese is not good for you. Hey, kids at home, don't eat cheese a lot to the point where it makes you sick. Don't do it. It's not a good idea. But I did. And so I just go, more cheese, father. And he'd be like, you've already had 4 packs of cheese this week. No, I won't do that.
Okay.
And I go, damn it. And so then my parents would start buying me non-dairy cheese that they get at Whole Foods. So they'd buy me non-dairy cheese. And then that was a good month. That was a good wow. Because they don't do it anymore. Don't know why. Probably because they have to go to Whole Foods, which is in a different city, to get it. But it's very good. It's very good. I almost prefer it over the dairy cheese. I almost prefer it because if you get non-dairy cheese at Whole Foods, it's good. It's good. It's good. It has to be a very specific brand also, because my dad got a different brand and I fucking hated it. I don't remember what the brand name is, but I do have a picture of it that I sent to him every now and again. I won't look for it, but
please, okay, please. Can we move on?
What? Am I going too long about cheese? All right, I could talk forever about cheese, man.
We gotta get to the other viewer questions, man. There are a lot of them coming in. Look, I gotta ask this question. Yay, it's Surya. I hope I pronounced that right. Asks, what is your favorite type of cheese? Oh, fuck me.
Gary, I fist bump you if you were here. Great question. Yeah, it's Rhea. People would assume that it's sharp cheddar cheese, and even though I do love it, and I just remembered a cheese I had the other day. Okay, follow me here. All right. So I like sharp cheddar cheese. I like it a lot. Right? It's not my like non-dairy cheese is approaching it, but it always tastes slightly off. You have to eat a lot of it to get oh yeah, this is cheese and it's good, but so it's slightly off, so it gets knocked down a bit. But cheddar cheese, it's my second favorite. You know what my first favorite is? 7-Eleven sharp cheddar cheese that you buy at the 7-Eleven 4 blocks from my house, and it's the best fucking cheese I've ever eaten. It doesn't even come in blocks. It comes in little like string cheeses. All right, and since my parents don't buy me cheese, I make elaborate schemes like, hey mom, I'm gonna have hypothetically someone named Rhea over today. And we go to 7-Eleven and I buy 5 of these string cheese and I offer Rhea some, knowing that she's never gonna eat it. And I enjoy it all by myself, and I eat all 5 strips of cheese before I even enter her house, which is 4 blocks away. How dare you tweet at me?
This is, if you guys could see my face right now. Oh my gosh.
Hold up. Hold up. I'm gonna send you 7-Eleven sharp cheddar cheese. Sharp.
I'm never gonna look at another piece of cheese in my life and not see this conversation.
Oh boy, I have very specific food tastes. They're very specific. There's very few foods that I just fucking love to death. Apparently, when you search 7-Eleven sharp cheddar cheese, nothing comes up.
Okay.
I wonder why, but I can give you Cracker Barrel. I can give you Cracker Barrel, which I'll do. Also, Kraft's pretty good, but I only like their mac and cheese. Actually, It's never cheesy enough for me. So whenever I eat Kraft mac and cheese, I have to put 2 packs of them into one thing, or maybe like 1.5 packs, because it's never cheesy enough. And I did that for the first time the other night, and it was the only time where I've made Kraft mac and cheese and have been satisfied. So get ratioed, bitch. Yeah, 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 yeah. Help a girl out. Help a girl out, please. Yay, it's Rhea. I know you're in the call. All I need. Oh, 2 people responded. My demons. Where's you? It just keeps going. It's an interview on a podcast. Hold up. I'm gonna send this in the fucking Twitch chat. No. Someone delete it. Link deleted. You piece of garbage. Let me in. I'm gonna okay. Oh, you. I'm gonna send to all my personal friends.
Oh
And
shit!
tell
I
them
just
to
realized I
like
was
it.
muted. Sorry.
Like it.
Oh gosh, I'm really about to get ratioed right now. Don't do this to me. Don't do this to me.
Yes, I'll do it proudly.
Bro. Hey JT, I need you to make a Twitter account right now and like my tweet so I don't get ratioed, please. Hey,
Hey.
guys, public spam account typed in my Twitch chat. Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna delete that.
No, wait. No. Screenshot. I'm joking.
I'm gonna delete that. Just ask Spike. Can you delete it?
Take a picture.
No, you can't. I already did. Thank you, Hopper. You're a real one.
I'm gonna make
How
a
about
tweet
you, Ria?
saying, "Oh my gosh, public spam account was in my Twitch chat." Okay.
I'll make a tweet saying, "Oh my gosh, I ratioed Shaun."
I hate you.
Shaun,
you.
like,
You suck. Bro, I have
Oh,
one
I
mic
rock.
and you have 5. What the hell?
yeah. You know what? It was Shaun the one. I'll send it to Sass. I'm like, hey, bestie.
I'm
No, I
getting
won't. That would be
ratioed
pretty
by
funny.
cheese right now. I hate
I
this.
got you. Thank you, Ria.
Bruh. All right. We're moving on. Nice question.
If you say so.
Shut up.
Hey, if you demand. Yeah. I mean, I could just send you more pictures of cheese.
No.
And if you ever doubt my dedication to these kind of bits, I once spent a full night sending my friend nothing but lizard images of chameleons. And it was the joy of my night. It was so much fun. And they never even responded to it. They didn't even look at it. The next day, they were like, "Hey, what's the homework?" And I'm like, "All that work for nothing. All that work." They didn't even answer my question. What was their favorite? Mine was like the red one, where like the chameleon was like walking, and he was like got his shoulder down. And he was looking at the camera, all weird. Do you know male chameleons have a horn? It's just a big lump on their head. The female chameleons don't. Do you know chameleons are also one of the most expensive lizards you can keep in habitation because they're really hard to care for?
PSA, are you doing this on purpose?
Maybe.
Screw you.
Hey,
Alright,
hey,
questions. At this rate, you'll be
I'll
going
do
for
it
4 hours. Thank you,
proudly.
JT.
Yeah. No!
Okay, next question.
Hopper, Hopper, you son of a bitch. Hopper's the only one who liked your tweet.
I noticed that, and I followed them. You're
My
welcome,
good
Hopper.
friend Hopper.
Hopper, if you unlike my tweet, I'm gonna unfollow you. I want you to know this.
Hopper, if you don't like their tweet, we're gonna have issues. We're gonna have problems.
Hopper, don't do it. You know this is a
Hopper,
they're bluffing,
Hopper.
They're bluffing.
What?
They're bluffing. You know it's true. Don't fall for
Hopper,
their
Hopper.
lies.
You wanted to what? Watch Half-Life 3, but they're all AI with me?
What?
Didn't you?
No.
It's
Hopper?
Half-Life.
Hopper.
It's
Hopper, don't do it. Don't do it, Hopper.
You
they're
seemed
bluffing.
excited
They're
about
bluffing.
it,
They're bluffing.
but
They're
nah.
bluffing. I'm asking the next question. Next question. Flaming Raven asks, "What is your favorite color?" Wow, great questions today, guys. I'm so happy we're really digging deep into this art stuff.
My favorite color is pink. call me crazy, but it's pink. And if I wouldn't have said that answer maybe like 4 years ago, because as every girl does, I went through a phase of loving pink to absolutely despising it and destroying anything I had relating to pink, then coming back to loving it. It was misogyny.
Say that one more time.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna get into it because that's a whole different conversation about pink and misogyny. But we're not talking about that. But I do love pink. I do love pink now because when I was younger, I had everything pink. My whole room was pink, and I actually got it recolored to like this nice, like soft blue. And I wouldn't change it back to pink because I'm not 5, and I don't want to have a bright pink room. I'm not gonna lie. Even though I love pink, I wouldn't do it. But I do love this, and this is more serene anyway. It's more easier on the eyes. And it was weird having friends over when I was in like middle school and freshman year. My room was bright pink, so I was a little embarrassing. Yeah.
All right.
But I do love pink. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. I can tell you like pink, honestly.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
My face actually has a natural pinkish hue.
Really?
The way that doesn't make sense. I actually have a natural blush to say. Yeah, which is a little weird. Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
My cheeks are almost permanently pink all the time. Which is weird, but if you see my face, you know what I'm talking about.
Okay, interesting.
You haven't, so you don't.
No, I have not seen your face. That's very true. I have no idea what you're talking about. Okay, so...
Sorry. I couldn't resist. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. This is really funny. I don't care.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. So, MKJ asks, pizza with pineapples or without?
Pizza with nothing. I can't even eat pizza with pepperoni. You think I'm gonna pass up the opportunity for just cheese and bread? Think again. Think again. All right.
Next question. Not letting PSA talk about cheese anymore. Flaming Raven, I saw you said you have a cheese. Oh my good god, I can't believe I just said that.
What?
I was gonna say, I believe you had a question. I said, I believe you had a cheese instead. PSA, you corrupted my mind. Everything is cheese. God damn you. JT, I believe you said you had a question you wanted to ask when I was wrapping up the podcast. Now might be the time. Okay. Bele Basura asks, thoughts on bearded dragons?
I own one, and her name is Tally, and she is my pride and joy. I got her in last October, and I got her because we went to the pet store to not get bearded dragons, and I ended up leaving with a bearded dragon. Took a lot of begging, and it's a good thing that I brought my wallet that day, because I did pay for her. And she's the sweetest thing ever. She's the sweetest little baby girl. She's actually technically I don't know if she's a girl because bearded dragons' gender are really hard to tell. And I asked the guy, "Hey, what gender is the bearded dragon?" He said, "Fuck if I know. Get a vet or something." I went, "All right," and I haven't yet. I actually prefer not knowing her gender. I'm being real. I don't think I care. My brother keeps trying to say she's a boy. I'm like, no. I make the rules. I gave her 2 worms, and I said, this one means you're a boy, this one means you're a girl, and that one means you're neither. Which do you choose? And she ate the girl one. So she's a girl. It's called what's the word? Progressive people.
I was about to say, very, very progressive of you. Letting the lizard choose its own gender. I love it.
Yeah. So her name's Tally, and she's very sweet, and she is coming up on almost being a fully adult bearded dragon, which is very exciting. And fun fact about Tally, her tail is actually injured because a week after, the day after my birthday, which is December 11th, so a day after my birthday, she just ate her tail. I don't know why, but she did.
It's fine.
And I don't know why, but she did. And so it was a weird thing for me to wake up the next morning, and I was hanging out with Tally, and my brother was playing with her, and he was like, "Hey, does her tail look off to you?" And I'm like, "What? No." And then I looked, and I was like, "Hold up, it's missing an inch." So that was a weird day to wake up to. I was like, my lizard's tail is missing an inch, and apparently that's not all too uncommon for baby bearded dragons. They can lose their tail. They can actually lose almost all their tail and be absolutely fine. Like they could live on just normally. That's a funny thing about bearded dragons. And a lot of people think that they can regrow their tails. Sorry, they can't. It was really sad. But she's okay now. She's killing it. She's sitting on her little like hammock right now, just chilling under the heat lamp. And actually, lizard bear dragon care involves lamps. One lamp that's a heat lamp and one's a UVB lamp that gives them nutrients. And I actually got a bear dragon because I watched a video of a guy feeding his bear dragon. I'm like, yes, this is what I want. This is what I want. Yes, I'm in love with that animal. And so I got her. And I chose to get her out of all of the other ones that were in there because there were a lot in there. Because I looked at her and I said, that animal looks like it would be named Tally Hall. So yes, I did name her after Tally Hall, the band.
Oh, Tally Hall fan, let's go.
Yeah,
Bro.
I did. And now her name's Tally. Tally Hall. Tally Baby Hall.
Mm-hmm.
I think baby is her middle name because I call her baby. Fun fact, one time in the middle of my English class, I forgot to mute myself after a question I'd answered. And so I was going, little baby, do the head bob. Little baby, look at the little baby, look at the baby. I was babying my lizard, right? And my English teacher just says, your mic's on. Care to answer question 10? And I gave a full-on apology. I'm like, I'm so sorry, miss. I'm so sorry. I didn't know. I'm so sorry. She was like, okay, nice apology. Now answer the fucking question. And I wanted to die. It was the worst experience of my life. I wanted to die. It was, how could I embarrass myself on Zoom? It's so easy not to. And I did. I happened to do. Oh, and that's not even the first time I've accidentally not turned off my mic. The first time I actually used the school computer and I answered a question, I forgot to turn off my mic. And after I finished answering a question, my teacher got an earful of a BoJack Horseman video essay for about 10 seconds before telling me that my mic was on. So, some school stories for you. Anyway, my bear dragon's really nice. She's really sweet.
Yeah, I
and
honestly,
we just got her back from vacation. So she's a little upset that she's been moving around so much, yeah. But she's sweet. And she's adorable. And I just rearranged her tank, actually. I gave her some new hammocks, and I gave her a little pool, and I gave her food. And now I gave her a little house that I made. When I first got her, I made her a little house. And then I revamped that and sewed it all together instead of using tape. Because that wasn't a good idea. It just wasn't long lasting, so I sewed it all together. Now she has a little house that you can go into at night when she wants to go to sleep. It's very cute. Anyway, that's my bearded dragon tangent. No idea how long that was, but I do love them.
Okay, gotcha. Moving on. Good God. By the way, I think you should post pictures of your bearded dragon on Twitter more, because I've seen like 2, and that's it.
Oh, yeah? One time I posted a picture of my bearded dragon, and then I posted like right next to a taco, and people thought I ate my bearded dragon. I thought that was pretty funny. Yeah, hold up. Nice. I'm gonna go post a picture about her right now.
Good. Okay, Ace and Gay asks, what was your very first animatic? It's actually a good question.
Ooh, animatic or like anime. Okay, animatic. Okay. So recently, I have this iPad. My first ever iPad that I made animatics on, right? And it's broken, and like the screen's cracked. I can tell you how the screen's cracked. I put it on the concrete, and then it immediately fell on its face right in front of my house and cracked. It still works, but that's so embarrassing. That's so embarrassing. It was in front of all my family. I had to be like, Mom, my iPad cracked. And she's like, all right, sucks. All right, what are you gonna do about it? Suck it up. And I went, all right, Mom, I will. And so I got this iPad back and I charged it. And the first animatic I ever made was before I had shows. I had my friends. And so the first one I made was it's so funny to think about. It was, you know the song Pop Culture? There's a song called Pop Culture. And as a birthday gift to one of my friends, I made a full animation of us doing the song, dancing along, drawing us as like cool characters, and just singing the song, and it's so cool. And I was going through that, and there were so many, like there was like some I didn't even remember, some I didn't even remember making. And my good friend Ria, who may or may not be in the chat, but I don't think I've ever told you this, but at least 2 of those are happy birthday ones to you. So there you go. There were so many. I wasn't expecting it. So yeah, before, my first animatic was just video, like music videos, but with me and my friends. Basically, take what I have, whatever my stuff looks like now, and put my friends on it. And that's what they were, and they were birthday gifts. Because I was like, why not?
Okay.
So there you go. There you go. Yeah, thank you.
That's cool. That's nice. Okay, so I think that this is a good place to end for now. We are almost at 3 hours and 30 minutes of recording. Good God, I'm tired. This has been great though. Public spam account.
Yes.
The last question I will ask you for this podcast.
I'm gonna drop your phone again. Yes.
Do you have any final pieces of advice for any content creators who might be watching?
Yeah. Don't post you and your mom on Instagram. And also forget your mom follows your Instagram. You have to explain it to her in detail what doing your mom means.
All right, stream's over. Podcast is
Don't
over.
do it.
Go home.
Don't do it. Yeah. I think that's great advice. From me personally. That's great advice.
Is that it? Is that
from
the
personal
advice?
experience. Yeah. Yeah. Unironically, yes. What, you want something better? Hold on, I can. Okay, let me work it out. Be who you are for your pride. That's my advice.
Public
Don't
spam account
have.
has made a mockery of this podcast. I'm checking. Okay, well, is that your piece of advice? Is that how you want to end this? All right.
Yeah. Quoting TikTok, absolutely. Without a doubt.
All right. Well, public spam account, thank you so much for coming on the Create Stuff podcast.
Thank you for having me. It's been really fun.
It has. It was great having you. I am very much looking forward to talking to you more in the future, honestly. And yeah, thank you guys all so much for coming to. And if you're in the Twitch chat, if you're watching the full episode of this after it's been uploaded, remember I stream these live on Twitch. You should come check it out. Link in description. Yeah. Thank you all so much for coming, and I will see you guys later. Bye-bye, everybody. Hey, thanks so much for watching the 7th episode of the Create Stuff podcast. I cannot believe you are still here. You really listened to that entire thing, like the whole 3 hours. Was that 3 hours long? I think it was about 3 hours long. I'm not really sure, but like, dang man, are you okay? Like, do you need someone? Are you still listening? Are you like alive? Should I call like an ambulance or something? Did you die while listening? Yeah, well, I hope you enjoyed, even if you did die. Yeah, this is a common side effect of the Create Stuff podcast, but it's just kind of what we have to deal with here, you know? Yeah, you gotta play the game to win it. Wow, this is great. I'm doing an outro just like how the normal podcast was. Alright, if you enjoyed, please consider liking, commenting, and subscribing. It seriously helps so much. And if you're watching on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, follow, subscribe, leave like a 5-star rating, whatever you gotta do, whatever you can do. Seriously, everything helps so much, and it only takes a little bit of your time. And if you want to support me a little bit farther, you can find my Patreon in the description. And even just like $1 a month, it seriously helps me so much, because keeping an RSS feed that lets me upload this on Spotify and Apple Podcasts costs me $13 a month. And like, seriously, this podcast right now pays for itself, but only just barely. And I like that support just helps me so much, because I'm a college student. I don't have a lot of money. I'm going into debt eventually, probably a little bit, but you know, so like just your support is incredibly appreciated. However, if you can't do that or you don't want to, I understand. It's okay. I still love you. I appreciate you. Please just keep watching, and seriously, watching, liking, commenting, subscribing, that's so much more than I could ever ask you to do. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much to my Twitch subscribers, Y, Grant2488, Tonkatsu, and Sammy Support. And also, thank you so much to my Patreon subscribers, Tonkatsu and Sam Spencer. Could not do this without your guys' help. In the description, you will find a link to my link tree. This has on it a bunch of things you'll want to know about. In case you aren't aware, this podcast is streamed live at twitch.tv/Shaun Saxum. You can find a link there to follow me. And then if you're there live, you get to, well, obviously be there live and talk in the chat. And you can ask questions that I will ask the person who I'm interviewing. Also, you'll find there my Twitter and my Discord server. Join those, and I will announce when I'm having the next guest on the podcast, when I'm going to stream it, and when the episodes are going to be uploaded. I'll also announce who the next guests are going to be, of course, and you'll get to find out faster than anybody else. And also, the Discord server, just a really fun community. With that, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it so much. All the links to PSA stuff are in the description. Go check them out. Seriously, they deserve it. And yeah, I will see you all in episode 8, which is going to be a pretty special one. And since you actually watched this far, I'll give you a little hint as to what it's going to be. I really wanted to interview a bunch of different animatic and animation creators. However, I can't just keep doing Dream SMP animatic and animation people over and over again, you know? I can't just do a bunch of episodes of the same topic. However, I had an idea. What if I did 2 episodes that were just a bunch of little interviews with these people? Hope you guys enjoy that when it comes out. It's going to be pretty cool. And since you're here till the end, I've already said this publicly, but since you're here till the end, I'll tell you real quick. You know that redesign your logo animation that we did? That someone else did, you know that one? Yeah, well, I might have talked to that person, and they might be in that episode. Just might, maybe. But yeah. Thank you all so much for watching.